Oh no.
Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of D&D. What do we have, everybody?
I think so.
Damn. You guys just show up, and when you show up, you all show up.
That's right.
It was like 3 minutes ago, there was like one person in here. Okay, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Pretty chill.
Not too bad.
Yeah, pretty good. Just
Yeah,
packing.
pretty good.
Is everybody on this screen? 1, 2, 3, 4. This seems like we're missing one.
Into the game, yeah.
Is 6 the amount of players we have? I feel like I'm missing a person, but I'm...
I'm logging in.
Yeah, no, I just meant like on this screen so that everybody could see everything. Joe Hop's in the corner. He's not actually in this scene because he went to his own thing, but this is how we're doing it because of, you know, vision.
Even when I'm not there, I see everything.
Whoa. Sneak attack.
He's like God.
Private dice rolls. Sounds shady. If you want to make it... Actually, I don't even know if you guys can do that, but if you want to make it... maybe it's blind? So, like, if you roll private, everybody can see that you rolled something. They just don't know what you rolled. But, yeah. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I don't anticipate we'll have to use that very often. Okay, well, I guess since everybody's here, we can do a brief recap. Sorry I didn't write up one. I was busy doing a lot of other things. So, yeah. Anyways, last time you guys returned from your trip to Gunderlin with the corpse of E in tow and made it back to the guild where... before, as you landed in Mossstone, Miliardo was arrested and charged with mass conspiracy, abduction, and murder. Who's echoing right now? Somebody is echoing. How dare you? Oh, it's Gerd, I think. Push to talk, buddy. And then, so... He was arrested, and he had instructed Isolde to message him in a little bit of time so that he could give her some further instructions, which she did. And his instruction was to go to the Lizard's Thicket to find proof of his innocence. And you guys did that. Upon arriving at the Lizard's Thicket, you talked to Helena and Aaron, who did not want to divulge information, but eventually took you up to the room that he had been renting there and let you have access to the things that he had left behind. And upon looking at and reading those letters, you guys heard a noise downstairs, went down and found that members of the Cult of Cyric were holding Helena hostage and were requesting the letters, and you guys decided to fight them, and instead of giving away the letters, and a big fight ensued and the Lizard's Thicket was burned down, but everybody escaped alive. And yeah, you guys made it all the way back to the guild and are there now. Johoff went to the Leewind to chat with Big Pete about what was going down, and that's where we left off. So the rest of you find yourself in the barracks of the guild, and it is late evening, I don't know, like on a Tuesday.
Should we could decide what to do next, or have a long rest and then decide what to do next.
That sounds like
just to clarify,
idea.
are we at the point already where I've messaged Taryn and gotten
Yes.
the
So
green
we'll
spider
say
back?
that maybe it was evening and you were feeling safe already, like 8 p.m., and you messaged Taryn and received that haunting sound from Yakuba.
Okay. If other people have other things that they want to do before that happens, we can do that.
It's probably
We-
easier just narratively to go from after that point so that we don't have to pretend like you haven't done that yet.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, so, yeah, I was pretty much just getting ready for bed and praying and stuff and using up the magic for the day. So, when that comes through, obviously, Isolde starts looking panicked and kind of looks around the room at everybody. And particularly at Vosner. What's Vosner doing?
He carved Yee's name and into the skull. And then he was just gonna go back to bed. And then I think he placed a flower or two there for him. Yeah, he was an asshole, but he was our asshole.
So true. I will kind of stand up suddenly and cross the room and say, I just sent like a message, like a magic message to Taryn. It was the same way that I've always done it.
Is he okay?
I don't think so. I heard the dragon's voice instead of Taryn's voice, and I don't know how that would work, or if Taryn is okay. But I was telling Taryn not to worry, and that we were still going to come back and get him. And the dragon said, that he told us not to come back, so I think I might have really fucked that up. That he knows now that we're going to come back.
I think, it's that's really troubling. I don't know the powers of the dragon, but
Yeah.
I think we have to keep to our word and go after him. I think that's still our priority. I know that our group has changed quite a bit, so but that's something we have to run by them. But I think we need to go and do that.
Yeah. And I'll kind of turn to the rest of the group. I know that things have been a bit of a whirlwind for the last day or two, but I think we should talk about what we're going to do next. I have some new information that is going to make that a lot harder, but we should figure out what we're going to do next.
Missile has cleared his throat, and so no longer has a high-pitched, whiny voice, and says, you seem distraught, and as though there was bad news in that message. What does that...
One of the members of our squad, Taryn, he's a dragonborn sorcerer. He was lost on a mission that we did. He went willingly to stay, I guess, with a dragon. that had taken all of our things and was very well prepared to kill us. And it's, obviously been a concern of ours to go back and get him. But up until now, every time I've talked to him, he said that he was safe. And now I can't get in touch with him. It's just the dragon's voice, so it's very concerning.
Is it more concerning than the man who was arrested at the docks with the mustache?
To me, yes. It is not a good position to be in. But I think the difference is that if we find the right person, someone else could do investigations and help Miliardo, but no one else is going to go and get Terran.
Fair enough. Should we head out immediately, or should we have a rest, maybe get some information about what we're in for, and then head out like tomorrow afternoon?
Do you have anyone who can take over this investigation for?
I thought... I don't know. I mean, this is all very new, but if I had to pick someone, I mean, the captain of the city guard at least knows that the cult of Cyric has tried to kill us before, and we could at least go and speak to him and show our evidence. But I don't. Do you have someone in mind? You have much better connections than I do.
I'm still new in the city, and I don't know anyone who could take over.
That's fair.
And the city guard captain is probably going to be more interested in getting this out of the way than actually finding.
You think so?
I have experience with city guard.
All right, that's fair.
Suppose
I
we
don't
do
know.
abandon Miliardo. What are the consequences beyond loss of our remuneration?
Justice tends to happen very quickly, so he will probably be executed for his crime by the time we get back.
Yeah.
Do you think Terran is still alive?
Oh. Yeah. I think so. I don't
Otherwise,
know
this
why I
boy
wouldn't be able
work.
to talk to him, but... I hope so.
Do you think 3 more days will make the difference for Tara?
It could. And it's been a long time that we've left him there. I think it's time that we have to go and get him, because I don't know what's changed, and I don't want to take that risk.
Missile would probably say, suppose we're wrong about Terran, and the worst case scenario has happened. Is it worth gambling the life of Miliardo to reach that result?
That's a good question, and maybe one that I can't answer alone.
Missile would look at Vosner to see if
I
he
think
has a thought.
especially with our noble friend, there there's a lot more to be seen. Things get easily complicated. And if it's anything to do with the cult, then it has something to do with underneath. Seems like there's a large plan that's being enacted. And we're all tied up in it. Even if we save Miliardo, or don't save Miliardo, something terrible will befall us.
So it seems that
or the city, I'm not sure. But, it's never as simple as just this guy didn't commit a crime. At least that's my experience with city humans. With the dragon, I'm not sure how that works, but I think with that type of magic, the other person has to be alive, otherwise it wouldn't have worked.
So this seems to be the last chance to save Terran, because if we pursue Miliardo, then we'll be caught up in something extraordinarily large, and therefore time-consuming.
Don't know that that's true. It may just be. I don't know if there's reason to believe we'll get completely sucked into a conspiracy. More than we already are.
I think it'll eventually come around to us regardless, especially since we know of the deeper intentions of why the guild exists.
We do?
Well, it's to... At the moment, we know a little bit more than we did before. Not just an
Hayeza
event.
does not know.
Oh.
And I don't know if Missile does, but I assume so, since he's close to Marin.
Right.
Yeah.
But we should bring Hayeza into that discussion. He's a part of our group.
Sorry. I was talking as if you knew. But yeah, the guild is not just one that focuses on adventuring and doing good on behalf of others. That seems to be
kind of smirks when you say doing.
nice.
Fair.
But there's something much more nefarious. Well, of much more concern that the guild has. This building that we're in goes a lot deeper than what we currently know. And there's a level below us where the masters meet, and many levels below that filled with monsters and constructs and other things. And apparently at the bottom there's some sort of anchor or portal or something to another plane. And it's all connected to a long-time wizard that's connected to our friend Damon here. But with all of that, taking the big picture in, that thing is much bigger than the political movings of some folks in the city. Although there's no doubt in my mind that they're connected somehow. The cult of Cyric, the Soars, things underneath the city and by the guild. I believe the cults might be trying to get after what the guild is trying to get after at the bottom of this, what did they call it, pyramid?
If that's the case, do we want to leave the cult and give it an easy win with Miliardo? if there is close competition?
I must say, I agree with Hyeza on this point. I am concerned the damage the cult could do during the time we are absent from the city.
Missile feverishly records everything Damon had just said.
Well,
that is definitely a possibility. That if Miliardo is executed, that I think that is a win for the cult somehow, and it's not entirely sure how that's a win for them, but it's something I've been thinking about.
and there's been news of other noble families being killed off or run out of town as of late, so it's not just this house, but it's all the noble houses for whatever reason. And I think
Is there any chance we could get Miliardo to temporary safety while we adventure off for this dragon?
If there's a way, that would be excellent. My only thought would be to show the letters to someone in charge and just say that they don't know the whole story and that we're investigating, and to maybe get some sort of a stay of the trial or lack of trial.
It would be a good idea probably to show them the letters to see if we can stay the trial. But if we do that, we can't just leave immediately. And be like, hey, can you hold off the trial? We got this evidence. Now let's go fuck off and kill a dragon for a while. Like, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the group decides, the group decides. I know that we can't keep Terran far from our minds, at least for Isolde and I. So we should act quickly, poignantly, but I feel like whatever our actions are now, whatever next step that the cultists or whatever forces are out there, we'll just have another opportunity somewhere else that we don't see. So I'm not exactly sure about the implications, but it's going to be coming to us anyway.
I think if it is possible to get things maybe delayed for a little bit, and we could talk to Marin and see maybe if he can have another squad help as well with the investigation to keep an eye on things. I don't want to leave Terran, even if that means risking this mission, I guess. I think that if there's a way for us to put this on hold, then we could take E and bury him in the Wheeldath and go and get Terran and then return. And we would return stronger. The dragon has things that used to belong to us. We would have Terran to help us. We would be on better footing against the cult if we can do that.
Missile asks, who would we talk to stay the bureaucratic trial process of Miliardo? Would Marin be the first
would
person?
I know that?
I'm just...
Yeah, would I know anything about the legal system of Moston?
Or would anybody?
Yeah, there's no Mosto natives here, and you guys have never bothered to ask anybody. So
Awesome
none of
speaks for the
you,
trees.
Should
I guess,
is it?
Haiza, being a city dweller who's dealt with crime, would know that there's probably some sort of, you know, judicial body of the city that is involved in this, that works alongside the city guard but is independent of them.
Well,
If it's not too late, we could probably make some progress on that front and slow the gears of injustice temporarily while we go rescue the Dragonborn.
hi, Aiza. What do you think of that plan?
I doubt we'll be able to get a stay on what's going on long enough to go travel to a forest days away, kill a dragon, come back, and then do all the investigating we need.
Would the cult even respect a stay?
Oh,
That is
well,
a good
definitely not.
question.
Hmm.
But if we talk to Marin, maybe he can get someone to, I don't know, guard Miliardo and make sure no one tries to kill him while we're gone.
Liardo is in jail or a prison cell.
I assume so.
How
But
would we get someone to protect him then? Like, would
Well-
we bring him out and then like hide him here?
oh, I just mean in case the cult tries to kill him at the jail or something. I don't know. We've only
Is
run
that all
into the
po-
cultists. Like we met them early on, and one of the cultists was like a man that worked at the docks, and one of the cultists was a member of the Vaudry family. So I don't really trust that there aren't people in this town that are sided with the cultists, if that makes sense.
Could we arrange for Miliardo to be held here at the guild? And if so, would Master Marin be open to that?
I think that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably just see what Marin thinks about all this, and get those real.
Yeah. Do you think he would mind if we bothered him tonight?
I think the sooner the better, I suppose.
Yeah, probably. Alright. Then, I suppose we should all go and talk to him.
Okay, so you go up to find Marin. Let me prepare that scene. Okay. Oh, fuck. I haven't done shit with this scene yet because you guys haven't come here yet. So I will just say Marin comes down to your barracks.
Nice.
Because
cool.
I didn't think you'd go to the second floor today. I don't know why. And Marin comes down and is hanging out in your quarters. And he says, "You asked for
Nice.
my presence."
Yes, we have some questions regarding Miliardo Laventhorpe and his recent arrest. Do you know about that?
Yes, I've heard about it. He was accused of murder and conspiracy and, I believe, abduction.
Well, we have reason to believe that he is being framed, and that the cult of Cyric is involved somehow. And if there's a way that the guild could help us, we would like to try to prove Miliardo's innocence. But we're also in the middle of trying to bury our friend and to retrieve Terran from the woods. And is there any advice that you think you could give us, or help in making the trial, I guess, be on hold for a little bit?
Well, trials in this town usually take a matter of weeks or days, so depending on the trial and the complexity, he may be in prison for a while until somebody proves his innocence. There has been no bail set for him, considering his vast amounts of wealth and the fear of him fleeing the city. That said, if you don't have any proof of his innocence, I wonder why it is that you would assume that he's innocent.
Well, we do have some proof, and I'll take out the letters from the lizard's thicket. It is maybe not concrete proof of his innocence, but these letters do prove that he was romantically involved with Erin Lockwater. And it seems to get rid of any alibi that he would have for killing her, and for her father and his own father. And I guess it is rather circumstantial, but when we went to retrieve these letters, the cult of Sirik came and tried to take them from us. So...
At the cost of burning down a bar.
yes.
Which bar was burned down?
The Lizard's Thicket.
That one is notorious for being a base of operation for criminals. That said, I will read these letters if you will leave them with me, and I will see what I can make of them. As for his innocence, these letters, whatever they say inside, will probably not prove anything. That said, it does give an indication that maybe there's something more going on behind the scenes. And if the cult of Sirik is adamant about receiving these letters, or at least obtaining them, then there's good reason to believe that something is very foul. As for Leeward, yes, you probably should see to burying his body. That would be a good idea. There's no, it's not necessarily good to have a body sitting around the barracks for weeks on end.
In magical stasis.
Yeah. And you guys look back and there's just his body, by the way, still in that bag.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we hope to go to the Wheel Death and burying him there. On our way to rescue Terran.
Yes. And where is Terran?
Well, we think he's still in possession of the green spider, who's still a dragon. But, yeah, we're not exactly sure of how he is. The message Isolde sent was interrupted by the dragon, so I'm not exactly sure how that magic works, but I can only assume that it's still alive.
Yes, well, sending does have its limitations, and, in fact, wizards and powerful magic users have the ability to intercept sending messages in certain circumstances and given certain restrictions. So, it is entirely possible that Terran was in the lair of the dragon when you sent that message.
Oh,
If you
Master Marin,
intend... Sorry, continue.
do you think Terran is alive?
If the message was received at all, then yes, he is probably alive. I do want to warn you, however. The cunning of a green dragon is, well, it's well known. They have the tendency to recruit their victims to join their cause. It is entirely possible that a young, naive dragonborn such as Terran could have been corrupted by his magic.
Missile asks, is there a way to decorrupt people under possession of a dragon?
Oh, yes, I mean, time and, I don't know, anything you could bring with you to make him remember.
Root around. Forget whose bag it was, but Terran's hat.
I have it.
Okay.
Demarcus gave it to me before he left.
Oh, yes. Well, I will warn you, if you're going up against a green dragon, you must be careful and tactical. They are known for their trickery and deceit. They will not fight fair, and they will not go easy.
Well, from what we experienced the last time, you are absolutely correct, Master. We will be careful.
Missile would probably ask Marin if he knows any specific instances of this sort of trickery and deceit and dirty fighting known to green dragons.
Well, for one thing, corrupting your own friends to turn against you is entirely possible. They can charm even the most resilient of individuals. And their ties to the forest are problematic. They can move in and out of the trees and control the creatures around them. But these things you probably know, Missile, from encountering dragons in your past, and the rest of you who fought this green spider the first time probably witnessed it as well.
I look a little bit impressed at Mistle that he's fought dragons before.
It went right over his head.
Is that a short joke?
A what joke? Oh, it can be.
I suggest that you rest. If you intend to get Terran back, you should make haste. I will take these letters and speak with Captain Damien, and make sure that Miliardo is not executed in the near future. If you mean to set out into the Wheel Death, you should probably take horses. It will get you there faster.
Oh, yes, that would be very helpful.
Yes, I recommend the stable near the Lizard's Thicket, or what's left of it.
Alright. Is it too much to ask to have one of these squads maybe keep an eye on the jail, just to make sure that nothing interferes with Miliardo? I have a suspicion that there are more cultists in Mostone than we realize.
Yes, I will have Master Zook look into it. He can take the position of a guard and stand around and protect Miliardo. I'm sure it won't be too much trouble for him. He likes to get dressed up.
Alright, well, I suppose we will get some rest and then prepare ourselves in the morning.
That sounds wise. Take care, all of you, and I will see you in the morning.
Thank you.
All right.
See you in the morning.
Okay. Then he leaves.
Okay. Do a little dance, wait for Marin to leave. Cool.
Is everyone good with this plan then?
Missile nods enthusiastically.
Okay. So if you guys are just gonna long rest, then we can just play that out. You guys can just click the old
Yep.
long rest button.
Sleeping montage. Go.
In your sleep, well, I guess, Bosnia, you know the thing I sent you.
Yep.
So that dream happens tonight, and then the rest of you wake in the morning, and you feel refreshed, and all of your exhaustion points are gone. Even Johoff, who had an exhaustion point or two, his are gone as well. Just even though he stayed at the Lee Wind, he's used to sleeping off his exhaustion in less than pristine conditions. And yeah, it is the morning. You wake up, and Leeward is still a corpse, preserved peacefully on his bed. And yeah.
Nice. I go to Isolde and I say, so, you know how I have those strange dreams. I had another one. And yeah, maybe, I guess as we're making our way down to the Wheel Death, I can fill you in as I kind of process it. It was strange, but oddly hopeful. So, I don't know. I feel like our friends would never be too far away from us. Sounds strange, but
Are you talking about Taryn?
Tyrion, DeMarcus, you, myself. Yeah, I'll give me a couple hours to mull it over, and then I'll give you the details, and we can tell the rest of the squad. That's all I say.
Alright, do you want to come down to Pickanips with me? I have to go pick up my armor. We should make sure that everyone has healing potions and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're heading into the Wheel Death, like ASAP?
Yeah.
Okay. Missile would upon seeing everybody wake up, he would motion everybody to join him at his bed. He wants to show them something. And so he would mention that before we go out, he can give certain benefits to certain items that might be of advantage to us. And as an example of that, let me see if I can do this. He shows you all a dice he has, and he rolls it a couple times. Can you see what that rolled?
You put private.
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it rolled a 2. And then he's going to ask Isolde to pick a number 1 to 6.
Oh, 3?
3, okay. He rolls another 3. And then he asks Vosner for a number.
5.
5. Okay. He rolls a 5. I actually did roll a 5 there.
Ooh.
So like he demonstrates this with his little dice and says like it's not only silly tricks like this. If you'd like, before we go fight this dragon, my understanding of green dragons is that they can be quite poisonous. So if anybody has armor that would like resistance to poison, I can infuse their armor to give them that benefit. Or if we have a spellcaster who wants +1 bonus to spell attack rolls, I can infuse their weapon to give them that. And so I can make infusions that do crazy things to armor, to weapons, to die, as I have here. And so if it's to the advantage of the group to have +1 bonus to AC, +1 bonus to spell attack rolls, resist poison, enhanced weapons, +1 damage to attack and damage rolls, I can do that for us before we head out.
Wow.
That'd be quite helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Is it
And,
costly or
board
time consuming?
If I do it in the morning, DM would have to confirm, but if we do it before we leave, like technically there's a time consumption whenever I infuse items, but I think it's like an hour.
Yeah, you basically do it while you're getting ready in the morning, and
Right.
the limiting factor is how many infusions you can have running at the same time. So you
Yeah.
would have to pick and choose. So you could only I think have 2 or 3 running.
I can have 3 total, but if I can be selfish and keep one for my fancy hat that I have on my head, I'd like to keep that one.
Okay.
But my hat is infused.
Yeah. So,
But if we need 3, I can do 3.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say just hand out 2 infusions based
Okay.
on whatever the group deems necessary.
So just to keep things simple, I can give, as I said, +1 to spell attack rolls, or resist poison in the case of the green spider to an armor. I can do +1 bonus to AC, and I can do +1 to bonus attack or I can do +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Whoa.
So yeah, spell,
Well-
armor, resistance, or attack and damage.
Yeah, those are all orders. To pick one.
If you could infuse my crossbow with a +1, I don't want to get stuck in a position where my main weapon is only doing half damage because of some resistance or something.
Sure, yeah. Your crossbow is infused. I don't know how to do that. If there's a toggle for that.
No, just write it down, and then
Yeah.
I'll modify his as crossbow.
Got it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then, since we're
Well,
fighting the green dragon, would anyone benefit most acutely from resist poison to their armor?
Probably. I also have the ability to protect one person from poison.
Okay.
So do I.
Oh, well
So-
then, no need for that.
It actually might be a good idea to give Vosner or Isolde that on their armor, so that the person who can give it to other people is always protected already. If that makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
But-
gonna suggest the same thing.
For the record, though, protection from poison is not concentration, so you could cast it on as many people as you want.
Oh.
Really?
Yes, I've done it 8 times.
Jack.
Oh, cool. Well,
Read your
cool.
spells, noobs.
Listen, I'm paying
I-
attention to combat.
A good idea to have, regardless of if Isolde has time to cast, for her to already have it on herself. So, what I'm worried about is before we get it up, if we get surprised and Isolde goes down, we're all just can't get resist.
Yeah, it lasts an hour, so
Yeah.
just so you know.
Well, I think that'll be good. I'll gladly either take the poison or the plus or the bonus to attack or spell attack rolls, since that's how I help
Right.
Okay.
control the battlefield.
So just a meta thing about infusions. Infusions can buff non-magical items and basically make them magical with this added benefit. So he couldn't cast it on your Staff of Withering because it's already a magical item. So it is sort of a weird thing where what artificers do is they take ordinary items and make them extraordinary. But it's just a minor plus. Now, most of you don't have magical armor, so the resistance thing is like an easy thing, and Haiza didn't have a magic crossbow, so that's why that works.
So the armor that I'm about to go pick up could be infused?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just take the resistance, I suppose, since my staff is already magic.
Yep.
Okay. And you're usually up close and personal?
Yes.
Okay, so you want poison resistance on your armor?
Would you lose that if you turned into a panther?
Yes.
Oh.
Would I?
Yeah, since it's on your armor, and you have different armor as a panther.
Gotcha. Well,
you could put it on my armor.
Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll go in with my fancy hat with Haiza's enhanced crossbow and your poison-resistant armor, Isolde. Cool.
Okay. So just mark down that you're using up one of your infusion slots for Isolde, somewhere in your character sheet, and then Isolde can mark down that she's got her new armor as plus that she's about to go pick up.
Just for my sake, what kind of armor are you picking up?
It is mithril full plate.
Badass. All right.
It's made with pieces of Ease armor.
Aw, sick.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's just do that. Oops. And poison. Got it. All right.
Okay. So, are you guys just heading up to...
Before we leave the guild, Damon's going to wonder if Master Marin might have any news, and if he might have any like magical tips for fighting a dragon, because he's never encountered one before.
Oh.
Is that something that is kosher?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I did give... Well, I guess I didn't give them to Dylan. I was going to have some tips, since Dylan's character's already fought a dragon, on ways best to do that. And so when we're in the wheel death, I'll just... we'll just spell those out. Since you guys would kind of know tactically now. So we won't do it through Marin, but yeah. And then, so you guys would have to go upstairs first to get to picking up. And so I'm going to drop you on the main floor here. Okay.
Who are all these people?
Okay.
It's a party.
Oh, they're nice haircuts.
So, I don't know why it's selected all of them. Okay, so as you walk upstairs, you see Master Marin talking with somebody who's wearing kind of like just regular street clothes, standing next to Dorn, who's also in this little conversation, this three-way chat. And in the corner is a woman in dark blue robes talking to Arvine and Evander that you've never seen before. And as you come up, Marin waves to you and summons you. And as you show up, a figure that's quite familiar says something. Maybe. If they're muted.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
This man sort of takes off a hood and you recognize it as DeMarcus. He looks up at you after taking down his hood and he looks sort of like paler and kind of dirty, and he has like a shaved head basically. He's just wearing totally plain, like a cloak basically, and you can tell he's got like just nothing on. He's not armed, he's not equipped, he's in bare feet. He's wearing basically like a sack with a hood on it. And he says to you, "Sorry about Leeward."
Yeah,
walks up to everyone.
I
And he
give
actually
him.
hugs you, starting with Isolda. And he looks at Vosner and kind of just places his hand on your weird antlered head. And he's just kind of looking like very sad and distraught. And he just looks like bizarre. He looks utterly different than the last time you saw him.
Yeah, I give him a big hug, and Paco jumps on your shoulder.
He says to Paco and everyone else that he's very, very happy to see all of you.
Marin
And
chimes in and just says, Demarcus has returned from Daromar. The circumstances of his return, I'll let him share the details, but it is safe to say that nobody should mention Demarcus's return, and he should keep a low profile for a while. He's fine to join you in your endeavor to save Terran. Good luck, Demarcus. And then he walks away.
Thank you, Master Mo.
I look very concerned and just kind of like reach out and touch his arm because he looks strange to me. And say, "Are you all right?"
No, I'm not. I can only tell you so much. I'll give you every bit of information that I have. It will put not only Bear Squad in risk, but the entire guild in Marin. So, I will tell you what I can. Departed for Daromar, and I made it there without much trouble. Once I arrived, I received the letter that Marin wrote to Queen Sybil. I spoke with the wizard at the academy that he directed. She's standing over there. And I met with some acquaintances to handle some unfinished business in Daromar. Those acquaintances, Leoward's death, provoked a scandal. So, I can only tell you what you will no doubt hear anyway, as news from Daromar reaches here. What you will hear about Demarcus Sunspire is that he is an enemy of the state, that he is a conspirator who is plotting to overthrow Queen Sybil by constructing false Leoward Granics to take power. Leoward would then operate as a puppet, while Leoward, in fact, was the leader of Tethyr. This news will reach Stone immediately, I imagine. Scandal has all of Tethyr up in arms. Marcus is an enemy of the state and now a fugitive, as he was broken out of prison by one of the most powerful wizards in the Academy of Daromar, who is standing there speaking to Master Marin. As all that you can know, no more, then you will all be in just as much danger as me. So, for the time being, we have to keep my identity completely concealed. The less time we spend walking about in the city, the better. And we're all at risk in virtue of me being here. There's nowhere else for me to be.
I'm very glad you're here.
Thank you, Izzy. I've been, of course, removed from the Order. No longer a member of the Queen's Court. I am essentially paladin without higher causes that he had.
Wow.
Well, that's a lot of news. I'm so sorry, my friend. But we are more than happy to see you back and alive. Seems like there's just a lot of political craftiness by city humans as of late. This place is no different. So I guess we'll fill you in as we make our journey.
What
Where are we
should
going?
call you? Sorry, what should we call you?
I haven't decided yet. It was whatever is easiest for all of you to remember.
Alright.
Hard for me to come up with a new identity, I suppose.
Sorry you're going through this.
Hopefully it's temporary, but to be honest with you, you won't be able to keep me here like this forever. Eventually my identity will be found out. Either I'll be restored and the truth will come out, or I imagine I shall be executed in Darmar. Now, a couple of weeks, I imagine. Perhaps more, but maybe even less, depending on if we can keep my identity a secret here. Now, I suppose I should join you, and we should try to keep quiet.
Well, we are, definitely not going to be around very many people, for the next couple days. We are about to travel into the Wheeldath to bury E and to retrieve Terran, hopefully.
But when do we depart?
Today. Some of us will have to go to town for various things, I think, supplies. But
So
then we will leave.
rolling out, kind of like hobbling with his mechanical leg, you see Pickaninny with just like a ton of shit in his arms. Some of it's very shiny armor. And he goes, "Oh, I got all your stuff!" And he just like takes this giant set of just like kind of jank looking full plate that's like not pretty at all, and just like heaps it in a pile in front of DeMarcus, and it just like clangs and like scuffs the floor, and like a helmet comes out and kind of rolls like a ways away. And he looks at DeMarcus, he says, "Take care of that, it's very fragile." And then he goes up to Isolde and he hands you your very shiny mithril full plate armor.
Yeah.
And then he turns to DeMarcus and says, "Oh, I forgot. Here's the hammer you requested." And then he hands it to you.
DeMarcus takes the hammer, and you see him sort of like trying it out and swinging it, and you can tell that he has, it's a maul, and you can tell that he has 100% used one before.
Interesting.
Vosner looks very intrigued and excited and confused all at the same time at the sight of you wielding a hammer.
He puts the hammer down, and then he starts to don the plate armor, and he says, "Thank you, Mr. Pickaninny. I imagine that I should damage this, so don't worry about throwing it on the ground." And as he's putting the armor on, he sees all of you sort of like staring at him, and he realizes that it's very strange for you what he's doing, but he kind of just looks like earnestly and says, "Not the same kind of paladin as I was when I left."
Well, I'm glad to have a paladin anyway. How do you feel about fighting some dragons?
Like there's nothing more important to me right now than burying my friend and killing that dragon.
All right.
Missile's going to come up to Isolde and ask if he could borrow her armor for a minute.
Of course.
Okay, so he's going to take it. He's going to go over into this corner and turn his back to everybody, and you see like a spectral purple hand appear over his right shoulder, and he kind of feverishly starts tinkering with the armor and snaps his finger, and the purple hand goes away, and he gives Isolde back the resist poisoned armor.
That is some kind of trick. Very nice.
Marcus says, "Who's this?"
Missile replies, "I'm Mr. Ludovic."
Pleasure to meet you, Master Ludovic. Are you assisting Bear Squad?
I am. I'm primarily here to research our friend Damon here as a construct. But I will be following you as you go about doing whatever it is an adventuring squad does with a construct.
He's an interesting construct. I think he has more faith in a Mater than average Tether citizen.
hearing you express that Damon has any faith whatsoever, he feverishly jots down notes about Damon's religiosity.
You fight, Master Missile.
He winks, and a puff of smoke kind of emerges off of his armor and floats away, and his little cannon does a little dance beside him. And he says, "I've been known to fire a missile or two," and kind of winks at you.
DeMarcus says he's just donning armor. He's not really like fazed by this. It's quite clearly bizarre, but he's used to it. He just says, "Good enough."
He sounds like he's in various stages of shock.
All right. He hasn't had to deal with our antics in a while.
No, I think he's had to deal with much worse. It's not much we could do to throw him at this point. Well, we still need potions and things, and I at least have to go into town and speak with Johoff. If it's all right with everyone else, I was going to invite him along with us. But at the very least, I have to get my ring back from him.
I'm fine with that.
I think if we are going to fight a dragon, it will be helpful to have another fight.
I think so as well. And actually, this morning I was praying about it, and I think I have a way for us to be able to fight closer quarters with the dragon. I know you've never been there before, Hayeza, but it is this like druid glade with like water on all sides, and I have a way, and it won't even use a spell slot, of making it so that we can all walk on water.
Oh.
Marcus says, "We have to stay together in this battle. If we separate, we'll die."
Of course.
Hmm. Yep.
Yes, we should talk strategy on the way there, of course. But I will go and retrieve Johoff. If maybe the rest of you want to talk about your guild coins, I don't have any. And get some potions, just in case anything happens to me.
I think I only have 9.
I will buy a potion of poison resistance, and 2 greater healing potions.
Good man.
Okay. Mark that down in your stuff, and I'm just trusting you to keep track of that because I'm not running the bank here. But yeah, you guys can just exchange guild coins for whatever guild coins you have. You can exchange them for whatever items you want, so long as it's kosher.
Kosher.
Right. I will go into town then and speak with Johoff if we want to do that as a scene. We don't have to.
Yeah.
And I pick up a diamond on the way as well.
Yeah, so I'll just let you pick up the diamond. That's fine. You can just withdraw 300 gold from
Doing
your
it right now.
inventory. And I don't know. Did you want to do a scene, Tim, with them trying to convince you?
Nah, it's not necessary. I mean, Joe-Off would not be super excited at the prospect, but it wouldn't take a ton of convincing.
Okay. So we'll just
Promise
say...
him some ale. We'll be in.
Yeah. We'll just say that you maybe feeling guilty about E were motivated.
Yeah, he definitely would want to go for the burial of E, and probably also to make sure that the other members of the party don't just kill a bunch of commoners as collateral damage in this mission.
Yeah, that's a good point. They do have a tendency to just murder people without provocation. Okay, so...
He's not here, so...
That's a good point.
What?
Though you guys all went along with it, so I don't know. Just as guilty. So,
Never ever gonna live it down.
Marcus was unconscious, he would have intervened.
Good point, good point. It's a likely story.
Good to have you back.
So one thing I will note is that just because you guys would know this, if you're on horseback, which we're just going to assume you are, and that's going to cost a little bit of money, but that'll be fine. If you're on horseback, it'll take basically like a day and a half to get there, and then a day and a half back. And Johoff's fight is in 5 days, so you know you have to make a little bit of haste.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Makes
guys would have
sense.
had to talk that out, and so since I'm taking that scene away from you, then yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will express to Johoff that it would mean a lot to her to have him there.
Is it a day and a half to the webbed woods, or a day and a half to where the?
it's basically if you go through the Wheeldeath and then cut into the north part of the Web Woods, it would be 3 days on foot, but you guys double that speed basically by going by horse.
Okay, cool.
So you'll have to spend a night in the Webbed Woods before you get there. Let's see.
Ooh, I just equipped my new armor, and my art AC went up to 20.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Here I
Just
am,
clerics.
sitting here
Hey.
at 12.
Hey, John, do you know why my AC is listed at 18 on this new server?
Oh, it probably doesn't have the passive from your thing, so you can just modify that to 19 if it lets you.
Okay, because it was at 20 in on roll 20.
Yeah. So it should be. I think it should be because you're wearing plate, and then you have a. Is it bonus 2 AC because of your racial ability? Or no, it's +1 because of your racial, and then +1 because as a fighter you have the defense fighting style.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should be at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't let me change it, but I
Okay.
just thought I would bring it up just so that it's at least out there.
If you unequip your plate armor in your inventory and then set it to 20, I think it should work. But if it doesn't, then let me know. Okay.
You could also just throw a shield on there because it's 2 AC.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you can just.
Alright.
I can throw a shield in your inventory if you don't know how to do that.
Oh, let me put a diamond back in my inventory.
Vosner. Could Vosner go and stock up on those exhaustion herbs?
I got you.
I should say.
Killer. Thank you, John.
What was that about the exhaustion stuff?
Oh, if he can go, I guess, into the druid room and see if there's any of those exhaustion herbs, if they're growing in there.
In fact, they only seem to grow on that island, as far as you know. You've never seen them otherwise.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do at the guild or in Mossstone before you leave?
Let me check my list. I don't think so.
Okay, then just so you guys know, I'm gonna fast forward some stuff because I know some people want to get to the Terran stuff, and we still have to do Leord's burial. So I'm going to.
Yeah, we're just gonna dig him a ditch.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm gonna
Now
just.
you're
Throw him
getting
into a ravine.
Frankly, that his corpse hasn't been dumped in a gutter somewhere is like puzzling to him in the afterlife.
I originally had all these thoughts about like nice things that I would bring him from his room, and then I was like, nah, he doesn't really care about any of it.
Excellent. Oh man, I'm glad I played that character so well.
I grab
will miss him.
quite a bit of cheese and bring that with us.
That's my boy. There you go.
The only thing he truly cared about. Cheese chests, dice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head out on the road south towards on the tradeway towards the Wheeldeath, and you're on horseback. That I'll just skip the scene for that. It just costs 50 gold apiece for the horse. The guy who owns the place is a little mad at you guys because the last time somebody from Bear Squad came in and rented a horse, he just left it in Port Tier and never brought it back. And so he like talks to you about like how cruel that is for horses, and how like luckily somebody brought it back, and but that's why he makes you pay the 50 gold, because that's the deposit on the horse. So
Wow.
anyways, that's the social spiel that you have, but I don't want to take time for it. And so you start venturing down the road, and I'm just gonna say that just for the sake of not spending a ton of time doing travel, I'm going to fast track you, unless there's anything you want to discuss on your first half day of travel towards the Wheel Death.
As long as we've got E's body in tow and all of our supplies and everything,
Yep.
I'm good.
I know Bosner wanted to say something.
Right. So I explained to Izzy a little bit more of my dream that I had. I tell her again, it starts off with the black void, essentially. And this time it's different. That the void itself moves, and seems to have some sort of life, or I don't know, thought to it. And this time when I reach out to it, it, I guess, attacks me in a sense.
I
But
thought you said that this was like a hopeful dream.
well, just wait.
Okay.
We're not done yet.
Alright.
So, it's very powerful. To overcome, I was riddled with pain. But in the end, I hear someone calling my name. And it was actually our friend Marcus. And lo and behold, he was wielding that very hammer.
For real?
Yeah. And then another thing that was very strange that I saw was Terran there. He looked older, and his face was marked with not just silver scales, but different colored scales, green and bronze and gold. And you were there too, with your Holy Spirit, or your holy symbol lofted high, all standing in front of some sort of gate with what looked to be shadowy legions. It just, for that to say, I think we'll have our friends. The pathway before us is not going to be a simple one, but I guess it just reminds me that what we have to do is much bigger than Milestone. So, I don't know what to think of it, but for what it's worth, I think you should know. We should include the others in on at least parts of it that will make sense.
I appreciate you telling me. It's very, I guess, interesting that you are being given these dreams. And you're right, it is a bit hopeful. Mysterious. And confusing, but hopeful.
Yeah. Definitely an odd one. Well, not saying any of the other ones were less strange. But, yeah. We should just ready ourselves.
Right.
Would anybody else like to have dialogue or discussion at all during this time?
DeMarcus is kind of like just riding, so not exactly like by himself, but unless anybody has any objections, he would be riding sort of like with Leoward's body, like in front of him, basically, like with his arms kind of around him. And he's not really like there, and he's not there for conversation.
Makes sense. I'll respect that.
Is he not with his magic horse?
No, he has the magic horse. Yeah, he didn't get one at the stable. He has his steed with him, and you can tell that it's it's the celestial horse. It's sort of like vaguely marked with just like hundreds of like deep scars.
Seems some shit. Anyway, Vosner talks lovingly to his horse throughout the time as they're walking after.
Are you using speak with animals to do that, or just talking to it?
Just talking to the horse. I don't want to waste a spell.
He likes you.
But I befriend the horse the best I can. Give him an apple or something.
He seems to really like you.
Nice.
Okay. So does Johoff or Damon or Hazel want to do anything?
I'm good. Hayes is just shifting back and forth on his horse uncomfortably. It's like obvious that he's not very good at horse.
Yeah,
Not very happy.
Somebody wanted to talk?
I think it was Tim. Tim, we lost you.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying Joe Hoff's in a similar place. He's very uncomfortable on a horse.
Got it.
And Damon? Is Damon riding on a horse?
Damon is riding on a horse, and mostly he just like doesn't trust that the horse can hold him. So he's mostly just focused on what he's doing,
He's kind of like
and
hugging,
is ready to
hugging the
react.
horse.
Should this horse like decide to sensibly rebel at any moment,
Yeah,
he's just ready to react however he
when you
needs
guys
to.
were picking out horses, he picked out like a normal-sized one for Damon originally, but the horse seemed really weighed down by his metal body, and so the guy had to find like a much sturdier, bigger horse for you.
Yeah.
What kind of disguise was Damon wearing at the horse stables?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably just like a 6 foot tall, brown hair, brown eyed, like nondescript dude. Maybe like a slight scar near one of his eyes, and like trying to seem just inconspicuous.
Just as plain as you can look. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. So I'm not gonna make you guys roll for the travel stuff this time, but within about a half day, you guys make it into the woods enough to find kind of a clearing to bury Leoward's body, if that's what you guys were intending.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Definitely down for.
The clearing.
I find the nicest ravine.
There's the earth,
Top
there's
and
the
bottom.
sky, divinities, mortals, they're all here.
That's right.
Now look at all the little leaves floating around.
Yeah, you guys find a peaceful little clearing in the middle of the wheel death that you think E would have appreciated. And you guys dismount, and DeMarcus places the body on the ground and starts digging a hole, I guess.
Nice.
I help him dig a hole.
Yeah, Mortimer helps too.
Nice.
The hole is dug very quickly. And
Paco is very leery of Mortimer still, but still intrigued. Offers him a acorn because he doesn't know what to do.
It rolls down the firing shaft of Mortimer's cannon and stays there.
Vossner runs away and climbs back up onto my shoulder. Or, Taka.
Yep.
Yes. The druid just runs off. Screaming wildly.
So,
Well-
Leord's body is placed into the grave.
Along with the keys?
I'll take his pack and I'll make sure it's very nicely organized. And I'll put it in there with him. Yeah, for new adventures and bullshit.
Right.
Does he like have stuff on him or what? Like
He's been
does he-
looted. He's just in plain
Yeah.
clothes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we took his armor and stuff and put him back kind of in the street clothes that he was used to.
Yeah. I put the cheese in there.
The wind
Probably
picks
going
up
to get
when you do
dug
that.
up by some sort of animal now. I don't think he'd hate it, to be honest.
No. It would seem fitting if he were eaten by a bear.
Hmm.
Marcus leans down into the grave and he sort of caresses Leoward's face and he says, "Goodbye, my old friend. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I think from now on, the way that I'll best remember you is by appreciating that you realized what truly mattered in life, which was caring for the people that you loved and evil monsters of this world who threaten them. And I'll do my best to honor you in that way." And he takes a handful of dirt and he pours it sort of on Leeward's chest and just stands up and looks off at the sky.
I'll kind of walk over and help putting, my own little shovel full of dirt over, and I don't say anything, but I kind of just look down. And then walk off and just kind of gently put a hand on DeMarcus's shoulder for a second, and then step off by myself to the side.
Joe Hoff walks up with that big wine skin of mead from Gundolin and takes a huge swig of it, and then pours some of it into the grave. Says, "Yeah, here's to you, mate," and then walks off.
Vossner just kneels next to the grave and says, "May the earth retake you. You lived as you died." And Paco throws an acorn into the grave.
Perfect.
Okay.
Marcus starts shoveling dirt into the grave.
Yeah, I'll help out.
You quickly bury Leord, and now all that remains is the unmarked grave of Leord Granix.
Nice.
I'm getting all emotional over here, man.
I know. Me too.
Missile remains oblivious to all of the sentiment.
Naturally.
Just carefully watching Damon for any sign of grief.
You're totally right. I was waiting for him to do something so I could scribble a feature.
If you're staring at Damon really closely, you'll notice that for just a brief moment, he like shimmers back into looking like E, and then shimmers out of that.
Oh, my
Beautiful.
heart.
Okay.
And Hyeza just doesn't give a fuck.
He's
Guys,
close.
my emotions have been like 10 out of 10 this whole time.
What was that?
This whole session is just like maximum emotion. I can't handle it.
Let's take a 5-minute break and come back to go see if Taryn's still alive.
Oh god.
Yeah, what was that about emotions? Yeah.
Yeah. See how dead he is. Cool.
I thought I was gonna have it like
Alright.
all under control. Fucking Matt.
You guys are back in Florida.
Are you really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's a bad time for
Why'd
it,
you come
man.
back?
Yeah.
It's so hot.
Yeah, welcome
I
back.
had to be back for the key session.
The what?
Key session here. This is an epic session that DeMarcus couldn't have possibly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome. When I texted you a couple days ago to catch up on Sunday night, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to fill him in on everything that's gonna happen on Sunday.
That's why I sent you that gif of like the little girl, just like you were like, keep your secrets in Ohio.
You
and I was like,
asshole.
"Ah!"
You asshole.
I think I'll keep
No phone call for you.
Florida. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, welcome back.
Yep. DeMarcus has got some shit to tell you guys, man. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm so into it. It's all super shifty, and I dig it. The complexity level is just out. So interesting. Alright, BRB.
Is it weird attending your own funeral, Dylan?
A little bit. Very,
Sorry, Dylan.
yeah, no.
Let's see. I don't have all the paladin spells loaded up in my spell book. I was gonna try to do that while we were messing around. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. What do you think we should do? Do you want to just kind of do it the kind of?
If you can just like.
Can I like drag them from somewhere? And
Yeah. So
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
in the top right, there's a little book that says compendium or something. Compendium packs, and under there should be a compendium called spells. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, I think so, and I can just drag all that stuff in.
Yeah, you can. It does a search at the top, and if you type it in, it should be able to bring it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I totally forgot to do all that.
Right, too. I did accidentally add one. It's just like an empty one. How do I delete it? Add in the character sheet.
What's the? Oh, it's the new spell.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Did you just click something?
Yeah, there's a thing up here right by prepared called delete enabled. And so if you enable
Got it,
anything
got it,
like that,
cool. Alright, good. Thanks.
Did anybody else know Matt was coming today?
No.
No.
I saw him sign on, but
I
Yes.
surprised to see.
didn't see him sign on. I didn't see that he was on the Discord. I broke for about 2 minutes. Once I recovered myself, I felt bad that I didn't have an immediate reaction, but I was not here for those 2 minutes.
So, for the record, his character looks different because we wanted to do like a scruffier, more broken-looking DeMarcus, and there was no art that looked like his last thing, like that looked identical to his last thing, except for shorter hair, scruffier. So, it's supposed to look like he's not like a different human. He's just shorter hair and has a beard now, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course. Makes sense.
I mean, in
Yeah, the comment about him looking different was more Azolda seeing that he was carrying himself differently. Like he looked different in a like non-physical way, even.
Well, I mean, in a game where you can literally be reincarnated into a different body, I mean, I didn't want to like just, make you assume either way.
Yeah, good note.
Yeah, I haven't thought about how reincarnation works with the 50/50 spell. I'll have to think about it. In case you guys get up to that level.
Oh,
I mean, Bosnia should have it pretty soon.
I should have what?
Reincarnation.
What level is that spell?
Oh yeah.
I want to say 4, if I remember.
Huh. I have
Maybe
to look at my
druids get
spells.
it at 9th level. I don't know. But you come
I
back
mean,
as a
druids are
different-
awesome.
There's like regenerate, which you can grow back limbs and shit. But I feel like reincarnate's a little different. And maybe it's more
No,
expensive. I
because
can't remember. What it is.
Dan's Swamp Druid had it when we finished out Strahd, we were only like level 9.
Yeah, I think
guys
you get it the level before a cleric would get resurrect.
Nice.
Nice. So I'll be the Reser until you get your act together, Izzy.
Well,
I did-
reincarnation
Johaf.
is different than resurrection.
You need Johaf to get brought back as a gnome.
Yes. Or a pixie.
See him as a fighting pixie. Well, let me look at my 4th level spells.
Okay, so are we all back?
Yup.
Yeah.
For the most
Yep.
part.
Okay, so it only took you like half a day to get this far, and so I would just say you guys, unless you want to have any discussions or anything, you guys can just keep making your way until you get kind of in the web woods where you would camp out for the night.
Sounds good.
At some point, Missile would want to come up with like concrete strategic options, but we can do that after
Yeah,
we camp
Is that-
down.
because Damon's gonna want to like maybe go over the spells he has prepared as well.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, are we
but
gonna sleep
figure when we
again
camp
before
out.
we...
Yeah, you're gonna sleep one time before you get there.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll cut to that, and then you guys making camp at night deep in the webbed woods, and then if you guys want to discuss your battle plans, etc. Yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
We're in the webbed woods, you said?
Yeah, you've made it into the webbed woods, coming from the north side.
Okay. While we're setting up camp, I'm going to suggest to everyone that I take the first watch before I sleep, and expend one of my wild shapes and turn into a giant spider so I can web sets if there's anything coming towards us.
Oh.
Damon
then-
is going to point out. Damon is going to point out that he can keep watch while resting.
Whoa.
Nice.
So he can be on all watches if that's helpful.
Definitely helpful.
Nice. Definitely. And I say, well, to communicate to Damon, I'll make a series of spider clicks, because spiders can make clicks, clicking sounds, to warn you if I sense anything.
That is much appreciated. Tell me, Vosner, what is the smallest animal you can transform into?
Well, pretty much anything that I've seen before. So, I suppose maybe a sparrow, or an ant even.
And what is the largest animal you can transform into?
Well, currently, I would suppose it's that large elkin beast, or I don't know if you saw when I turned into a shark, but currently those
recall.
two things. It's those are the two biggest things that I can turn into. So, as long as I've seen it once, then I can pretty much wild shape into it.
Okay. This is more of, I guess, a meta question, but with something like find familiar, if I make something that can fly, could a wild-shaped Vosner board that flying familiar?
Oh, yeah. I think if he would have to be a tiny thing. Now the only reason why, and he couldn't be like an insect. He could be like a mouse or a sparrow or something. The only thing is that's just going to eat up one of his wild shape forms, and mouse or whatever only doesn't have, has like 1 hit point. So not like. But yeah, you could totally have him as a mouse riding on the back of your owl familiar or whatever you make.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that and keep an eye out up there. But after that, I just have to rest.
It was just a thought, really. I don't know if it will be useful at all.
I can think of some cool, like, subterfuge, like, Mission Impossible shit that we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this would be as good a time as any to discuss battle tactics stuff if you guys want to.
Let's do it.
Just because he definitely knows around the way. And if we're going back to like his lair, then he'll probably presumably just know when we get there.
Probably.
Missa would ask what the nature of your approach was last time. Was it a building? Was it a cave? And to be honest, I don't actually remember. So,
Well, it was quite unsuccessful, but essentially, we were ambushed from the water. And E, being himself, landed the first hit, but was also one of the first to go down. So, yeah.
what took E down?
Well, the dragon used poison breath quite a bit.
I thought it was acid breath.
It
Was
was
it acid or
poison. It was poison.
Yeah.
So if I described it wrong,
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's good to know.
Barkus interjects and he kind of looks up. He's been super quiet, but he interjects and he looks up and he says, "Dragon will either come from the water or from some concealed place in the trees or from some cloudy bank or fog, and we won't see it coming until it's on top of us, and it will strafe us with flying runs and shoot an acid breath at us, which we'll have to try to avoid through trying to save ourselves from, and it may poison us if we fail to save ourselves from it sufficiently. Sometimes it may land and strike us physically, and essentially we have to wait for it to make its flying runs toward us, holding our attacks until it's within range, and deal it damage when we can. The battle will be all about staying alive for long enough, deal it damage when it comes close enough for us to do that. We all have to stay in a group and have resistance from poison, so that all the healers can keep everyone up for long enough to deal enough damage to defeat the dragon.
Missile is very impressed by DeMarcus's explication of what's about to happen, and he reaches into his little knapsack that he keeps around his waist and pulls out a number of vials and says, well, these will protect us from poison. If you become poisoned, these will neutralize it, and I have several of these that we could use if necessary.
They only work after the fact, or can they prevent us from being poisoned in the first place?
It is only once you are poisoned does it get neutralized.
Good. If we survive long enough to use them and kill the dragon, then maybe they can keep us alive afterward.
Dylan, what are you referring to?
Who is able to keep creatures from being poisoned? Who can protect creatures from poison?
I have protection from poison as a prepared second level spell, but since I'm an artificer, I'm going to pretend that it's little vials.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that the initial effect of it is that it will neutralize any poison you've already received, but the 1 hour long buff that it gives you is resistance to all poison. So you could take it beforehand to prevent yourself from getting poisoned.
Okay, yeah, it has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and it has a resistance to poison damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So,
I don't know.
Your files are the same as protection from poison spells.
exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be, I mean, to be sure, if you do get poisoned, this will absolutely neutralize it, whereas if it's simply advantage or resistance, there's still a chance of us being poisoned, so we could use it as a preventative measure, but it wouldn't be quite as guaranteed as a compensatory measure.
Well,
So-
what we want is the resistance means we'll take half damage even if we fail to save.
Yeah.
Okay. Or
Resistance
not at all.
is everything, because we need enough time to last so that we can do it damage.
I mean, so Damon is resistant to poison. He has a pretty high AC. And he's also, in some ways, you might say, a thing that a dragon might want in its horde. So I don't know if there's any plan involving using Damon as like some sort of tank to be focused that might get the dragon's attention and keep it.
Interesting.
I think everyone staying in a group around each other is the way to do it. Because you can be healed, right, Damon? Like.
Yeah, but I also have like low movement speed as well.
Yeah. Well, I doubt
so-
we're going to be moving much. I think, like, basically we're going to stay in a pile. Everyone's
I'm
gonna
sure we want to stay in a pile because then
'Cause the
if
breath.
we breathe, we'll all get hit.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
have to stay within a certain... Like, if you stay close to me, I can give you +3 on the saves that the poison damage is going to deal. And if we do things like cast Bless, which will help us on saving throws, I think... And then if we stay close enough, Izzy and I can both, like, actually heal people within proximity. I really think, like, if we start getting separated, like, it's just over at that point.
Well, I think
Okay.
to Hayez's
Almost
point,
like-
he would have to be a little further away, and the tankier people like Johoff, Damon, and myself would be the ones to sort of directly engage.
Yeah, but it's not being clear. Like, it can just hit us with the acid breath on, like, flying strafe. Sometimes it might land. So I think, like, making sure that if it ever does land and attack someone, everybody else is in a position with a held attack to do it damage when it lands
Yeah.
is the way to do that.
And if people are like off by themselves, like Jacopo is definitely going to be able to identify that.
I'm
and-
thinking like 2 clusters, like the tank cluster and like a support cluster maybe, so that like he can't get all of us at once.
Missile
Yeah, I
nods
like
in
that.
agreement, yeah.
Mhm.
Marcus doesn't agree, but he'll do what you think.
Well,
Because if we have
close
like
proximity.
one cluster further out, right, and then like if Izzy has warding bond or something going, the Johaf tank cluster can be up closer, but still within distance to be healed. But any breath that comes directly at them is going to hit them before it hits like Izzy or Hyeza. If Hyeza is using a crossbow, he doesn't need to be up close.
But then he would attack the other cluster.
Well, close is totally relative, though. There's not, like, the dragon on its own terms can just drop in wherever it wants, and it can drop in on the second cluster, and then all the held attacks of the tanky people aren't going to do anything. They're going to be far away.
True.
Yeah, because
I think the tanky people have to hold their attacks so that they can do physical damage if it lands, and if it does land and try to attack us, they can deal their damage. Otherwise, they can do secondary stuff that they're capable of. And all the people who have ranged attacks hold their ranged attacks, and at least those will be able to keep hitting it if it's flying over us doing acid breath, and if it doesn't land.
Could we have one group with the, he does air quotes, tanky people between the support and the dragon with minimal separation but still layers of protection?
The dragon can just flank us at any point. I just don't see the attack.
We can turn.
I don't
You should
think
also
so.
be aware that there are spiders that are going to be everywhere.
Yeah. And there may be a Terran trying to kill us.
Yeah, possibly. So let's just also rule of thumb not kill Terran. And, incapacitate is fine. I have magic that can stabilize him if he's unconscious, but don't kill him.
I do as well. So yeah, if he gets to 0 HP, then maybe it's the same thing. I don't remember what the spell is. Might be Spare the Dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, missile's cool.
He's a little everything.
Yeah, you do have a little bit of everything. How interesting.
Oh, here it is, actually. It's Sanctuary. I ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature targeted has to make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, they have to choose a new target or lose the attack. So he can go down and...
No.
Yeah, it's preventative, yeah.
That keeps people from
that's
attacking.
That's what I tried to do to protect Aristos from that demon.
Yeah.
Way back when.
But we have support spells that if Terran gets incapacitated, we can keep him in stasis and then direct all of our firepower against the dragon.
And I almost think, like, regardless of what Terran is up to, we have to kill the dragon, because once we kill the dragon is going to be doing crazy damage, and once we kill the dragon, maybe Terran won't be trying to attack us anymore, but it's impossible to
say. I think we should also just kind of go full force. Like, I know some people are going to fall, and I'll take care of that best I can, but we really need to, like, just try to do as much damage as quickly as possible.
Blitz the drag.
Another reason to stay as close together as possible is that Mortimer can't emit a protector spell, which I'm just going to cast so we can read it. Whoops. Never mind, I'm going to mess up. It gives you temporary HP. Is that what we're doing in combat there, John? Is temp HP with...
So, the way that Mortimer's spell is going to work, unless we want to do it mid-combat, I imagine you're going to want to use him to just shoot at the dragon. But if you're going to want to use him mid-combat to heal, it's a little bit trickier to do, just because of how the game is structured. But what you can do, which will make it a lot simpler for everybody, is have everybody gather around him in the morning and cast the positive buff, and we'll say it'll trigger as many times as you want, and because temp HP doesn't stack, it'll just take the highest value, and technically it's 1d8 plus your casting ability, so that's plus 5, I believe. So everybody in the group can start the day, like once you do that one round, with 13 bonus hit points, or temporary hit points.
1d8 plus intelligence mod, so...
Yeah, and we'll just say eventually you would hit an 8 on that roll, and if they're standing there for an hour, anyways.
Yeah, gotcha.
So the idea is, if in the morning, Missile can activate his thing and give everybody a protective buff of effectively 13 temporary hit points that lasts 8 hours.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah. Similarly, I have a list here of all the spells that I'm going to cast right before we go in. So I'll be giving aid to, I guess it is 3 people. 10 increased to their max HP. Warding Bond will be on Johoff. Protection from poison I can cast on somebody. I think we've established that Damon already has it. I already have it.
I have of it.
Wait, Hayez already has it?
I have a potion that I'll drink, so you won't need to waste a spell slot on.
Okay. Vosner, do you have protection from poison already?
I mean, I have it prepared. So
Okay.
I can
Well,
just
then
cast
I'll
that on
cast-
myself.
I'll cast protection from poison on Johoff then. So he'll be protected. And then I'm going to ritual cast Water Walk, and that way, if the dragon comes up out of the water, you can run up and hit it if you want to. It lasts an hour. Yeah, it lasts an hour. We can move across any liquid surface, water, acid, mud, snow, etc., as if it were harmless solid ground.
But it's for one person or for how many people?
Up to
It is
10.
for up to 10 willing creatures.
Okay. And then the only person then who doesn't have it is DeMarcus, poison resist.
Yeah, and I can cast it, so we're good.
Okay.
I mean, we might not have like half an hour to stand around before we enter. Like, he might not be passively waiting for us to all get prepared.
And so,
Yeah.
John, we can ride quite fast and far with the horses, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to kind of be like when we start to think we're getting close-ish, cast all that, and
Yeah,
then
I'll,
ride in as quickly and recklessly as possible.
I'll spare you guys the anxiety. I will let you cast your preparatory buffs beforehand.
Huzzah!
Hooray!
Is there any move we can think of that would just like catch the dragon by surprise, given that he knows we're coming?
I mean,
Not if-
I don't think that he will be aware of how well buffed we are. I think he'll be able to tell that we're super magical because he can tell that stuff. But he's not going to know that we can run across water or that you are a robot with poison resistance or any of that. And if we can get Terran to turn back on our side. Assuming that he's on the side of the dragon, that might also be a good surprise. But
Okay.
Is there any chance
see.
Damon wants his familiar to be an owl?
Well, that was one I was considering as something that could
I already
fly in
have
from above.
a token ready for that from another campaign, and so if you want that to be out, and I was actually thinking about that for Damon, since it can be just out all the time, you could use that as your perception roll when you're watching at night, because you have shitty perception and it has really good perception.
ooh.
Yeah.
And dark vision, 120 feet.
Yeah, I think that is what I would do, because that way also, if we decide we want to try and, I don't know, fly Vosner in or something, if that's
Okay,
something we
well
want to try and do.
there's your
then
little owl, and you can name it whatever you want.
Perfect. What would Damon name an owl?
Something scientific.
Important question.
E.
You named the owl
Aw.
E?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Soon, bro.
Okay. It is named E now.
Oh, pretty owl.
The green dragon detects magical items, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
can imbue up to 5 tiny little magic, harmless effects like light, sound, odors. So we might be able to use those as a distraction to draw its attention to something magic while we're elsewhere. I don't know, just speculating.
Hmm.
He's probably going to try to kill us. Save all your stuff to do max damage. I don't think we're going to have like
it's
a
not
lot
a
of
spell.
opportunities to do damage. So like when we do, we need to do maximum damage.
It's not a spell. It's just magical tinkering. We can have spare magic items to chuck around to draw its attention.
Would
I don't
that take like an action though?
I don't think it. I mean, I could build them in advance, and then when we get to where we want to go, we could do stuff with them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
Let's sleep on it.
Do it.
Okay. So, for the record, the scene for the dragon fight is very large, and I anticipate it might kill everybody's computers. And if it does, we'll have to wait a little bit. But yeah, everything should be in order. I think I have everybody's token. Oh, that's the old DeMarcus. Let me get the new one. And I think everybody else is good. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so you guys sleep, and with Damon watching and Vosner taking one shift, and I'm guessing you guys alternate the other shifts, you notice that it's particularly calm. There aren't even that many spiders near you. It seems almost as if, this were just a normal forest and not some weird, webbed wood that you've been in before, that's, just filled to the brim with spiders and stuff. So, yeah, it's actually kind of a nice evening in this, despite all the webs and stuff around you. It's actually kind of a nice little campfire, and the horses don't seem spooked at all, and Damon, using his owl eyes, just kind of keeps a sentry going, and it's pretty good. After all of the shifts, you wake in the morning, and you feel, as refreshed as you normally do camping. Yeah, what do you do?
Mortimer's gonna go into the center there, and he's gonna cast Protector.
Okay.
Bang.
And so,
yeah.
Just for the flavor, or just for the, yeah. Hey, you got
sorry.
it first try.
Wow.
All right. It only targeted Hyeza and Damon, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. So, basically, everybody make sure you do a long rest so you get all your abilities back, and then everybody can stand around within range, and so just add 13 temporary hit points to your health pool.
And then I'm also going to cast Aid, and I figured DeMarcus should too.
Yeah.
DeMarcus can only cast it at second level, so it's only at +5.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's not. Aid is kind of like costly for me, and I don't know if the.
Yeah, honestly, it probably would make more sense for Isolde to cast it twice than for him to use it up.
Okay.
So if you want to cast it on more than 3 people.
I don't know if that's fully worth it, because then I will only have 1 third level spell left.
Okay. So pick 3 people and apply the buff. If you guys should all have it in your inventory, but if you don't, I can make sure you do. So who are you buffing?
Myself, DeMarcus, and who?
Maybe Joha?
Yeah,
I
think
was
that makes more
thinking
sense.
about that, but I'm gonna warding bond with him, so he's gonna have +1 to AC and saving throws, and he'll only be taking half damage the whole time. What's Damon's HP?
50.
So Hyeza is probably the lowest HP person.
Yeah. What's yours?
45.
Alright, I'll give you 10.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay. So effectively, every single one of you has found some sort of source for resistance to poison, and as you get close to the Druid Glade and dismount from your horses, you do all of the prep that you mentioned the night before. So let's see, everybody's got their... Oh, DeMarcus, let me add that for you.
Yeah, so what just happened? Izzy, you casted aid. Was I a target of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I do something in my character sheet, right? Like equip
Yeah.
it? Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
Wait, is it an equipped thing, John? Oh, yeah.
It's in inventory tools for me.
Yeah, it should be under tools. If you don't have it, I can put it in there.
I got it.
Do we
And then,
bless for by?
Yeah.
Bless only lasts a minute, so you'd have to cast that in combat.
Right.
Oh.
But I am gonna cast. Wait, are we going in within an hour?
I'm saying you guys are outside of the place right now, and you're
Okay.
about to go in.
Alright, well then I will cast Warding Bond. Also, with Joe Hoff. And
DeMarcus is spraying. He's casting protection from poison on himself.
And Damon's gonna cast that.
Okay. So I know this is loading a big thing, so if it kills everybody's computers, I'm sorry.
you're fine.
I think Damon's gonna cast False Life on himself at first level, just for a few extra temporary hit points.
Alright, and I'm also going to ritual cast Water Walk for 10 minutes.
You don't get so temporary hit points don't stack, so that wouldn't go above the 13. So
Okay, then he's just gonna use the 13 that he already got.
yeah. So yeah, your ritual water walked. You're all buffed with your aids and trades. Yeah, everybody's got aids, and everybody is.
John, in order to do protection from poison on myself, do I have to like do the alt select myself like as a target?
Nope. I'm just saying.
Do I just
basically remove the spell slot from your list so that you keep track of it, and then just acknowledge that you have it. And then when we're applying damage and stuff later, I will make sure that things get halved.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And
You can
just
also
ask me
go
this.
into your character sheet and select the thing that changes it. So if you go into attributes and under damage resistances, there's a little pencil, and you can click that and just click poison.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
if everybody does that, then the math
Right.
should check out
where is damage resistances?
on the main
Attributes.
page.
Is it under character traits? Ah, yes. Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Poison.
Is
Good.
there something I should be clicking on my character sheet for the warding bond?
Nope.
Yeah, it's in
Oh.
your inventory, right?
Oh yeah, I think did I
Yeah, I
add
think
it?
you made one, because it even adds the AC +1.
Oh, I'll add it to yours. I made it, but I didn't put it in. Let's see. Okay, it should be in there for you, Tim.
Very quickly, as a matter of keeping track, I'm going to expend a first level spell slot to make Mortimer a flamethrower for combat.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're switching kind of into narrative stuff, away from meta stuff. I hope all that stuff is clarified. And you guys step into...
John, I'm sorry, really quickly. Can I cast? Well, bless only lasts for a minute, so even though we're doing buffs right now, it's
Yeah,
probably
you're
best
gonna have to
save.
do
Yeah,
that
okay.
in combat.
Gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, as you dismount and cast all your spells and get ready, you step foot into the Druid's Glade, which the last time you were in, you were running from. The atmosphere is a little bit different here. There are thick webs that coat some of the surfaces of the bridge and the old ancient druid ruins, and you can see actually fairly well the fog is not as dense as it was before. Across the bridge you see a figure standing on a hill who is looking towards you. It's a rough-looking kind of humanoid figure, though he's a little bit far out for you to see.
Does he look silvery?
With this lighting and this much fog, you think maybe?
And Damon wouldn't recognize him
Correct.
even if he saw him up close with the owl.
Correct.
We should be very careful.
DeMarcus says, "Let's go. Stay together. Stay close to me." And he starts walking in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you guys going to like make a formation here, or?
It's a formation.
If possible, yeah, no, I'm good where I'm at.
I mean, I'd say like beefy people on the inside, and
Can anyone else control Mortimer, or is that just me?
Just you.
Okay.
Hey John, can I just like do a perception check and make sure there's no traps on this bridge?
Yeah, roll perception.
It won't let me. There we go.
I use Flash of Genius to add 5 to that.
Yeah. So that's actually only for saving throws, I think, right? Or is it?
It's ability checks or saving throws.
Well played. All right. Yeah.
Well, it was a nat 1, so.
Yeah, but regardless, you look, and honestly, it looks totally normal.
Can
So-
Damon detect any magic at work that is gonna cause us problems?
Not just intuitively, unless you cast a spell for that.
Okay.
Alright, let's be careful and move forward.
Okay. You guys just want to keep this configuration? I'll just drag you forward. Is that easier to do for movement?
Yeah, let me just do that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Hyeza and Dwarf stay close. I mean, if you're within 10 feet of me, you get +3 on Dex throws, and you have to do Dex saves on the acid breath. So
It's actually not a dex save; it's a Constitution. But yes,
Oh, sorry,
plus,
yeah.
still +3. So
Nice.
okay. So you guys walk together, kind of lockstep, covering each other across the bridge. And as you get to about here, the figure across the way waves at you in a very familiar wave.
Nice. And I yell or sort of call out, "Taryn, are you okay?"
And he just keeps waving.
I'm very uneasy.
I'm still walking to him, though.
Okay, do you
Can
guys continue
I
as a
do
group?
like an insight check or something?
Yeah, you can insight check. What are you trying to incite, I guess?
I think he's on his face or his mannerisms or some sort of sign that that's not Terran.
Okay.
I once again use Flash of Genius to encourage Isolde to be more insightful.
And however that works, I'll just cut to the actual thing. Yeah, so it looks like Terran. He looks a little bit different. He looks a little older, and his silver scales are slightly different. They've got kind of a tinge of green to them. Do you guys continue forward?
Yeah.
Missile encourages us to approach very cautiously. It seems indicative that he's under some kind of effect from this green dragon.
Hayes already has crossbow.
I will ready a spell quietly, if I can. Dispel magic, just in case there's any magical effects. If he goes to attack us, I want to cast it on him.
Okay. I don't think that works. That's not like it's. Yeah, I think you're thinking of counterspell.
Or dispel magic, right? Or would it be
Yeah.
counterspell?
Well,
I don't know.
counterspell would prevent him from casting things. Dispel magic would remove a magical effect from an area, but it wouldn't prevent
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, I
from...
want to remove a potential magical effect from Terran if he's being mind controlled.
Okay, so you want to cast dispel magic on him.
Yes, if he makes any
Okay.
funky moves.
So, just so you know, when you prepare a spell to act it, like do it reactionary, you basically go through the entire process of casting the spell, and then you hold it, and if that situation doesn't happen, it still wastes the spell. So that's just some meta level stuff on preparing spells.
Yeah. No.
So if you're comfortable with potentially wasting a spell slot, that's totally fine with me. I just want to make sure it's clear.
How many spell slots? I just want to double check to see if I have enough for what else I'm trying to do. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, so you ready the spell, Dispel Magic. Can you put that in the chat? Like just click cast it basically, and so I can read it.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so you ready the spell, Dispel Magic as you approach. And as you get closer, the figure, who looks just like Terran, stops waving and just stands there.
Ugh. Can I look around in other directions and make sure that we're not being, like, snuck up on?
Yeah, make a perception roll. From what you can tell, you're totally safe.
Yeah, I would keep E up in the air to like be.
Okay. Yeah, so roll a
try and take
perception
people
roll with
lookout.
E. Well, actually, you don't have access to him right now, so I will do it for you to save you time.
Cool.
Good call.
I whisper something in Damon's ear, and once again, flash of 5 times.
Okay, so with Flash of Genius, Damon's owl notices that there are some spiders on the periphery of your vision that you cannot see. And you hear out loud, "You came back."
Missile readies his arcane firearm, and smoke billows from his armor.
Jamarcus is basically just readying an attack with his hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I say, we've come for our Dragonborn.
He's happy here.
Well, I'm not sure about that. We'll have to ask him ourselves.
Missile says it's no use. He's our dragon. He'll say whatever the dragon wants him to say.
And the figure who was waving at you kind of turns to the north of where you guys are at, and he just says, "So can I shoot at him now, or like, what? Because I lured him in here for you. They're right where you want them." And you just hear patience. And then he just turns back to you and looks kind of disappointed.
If I take his hat out of my bag and watch him, can I gauge if there's any reaction at all?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of, like, take it out of my bag and say, Taryn, we brought this back to you. I'm glad you're safe. And watch his reaction. Do I have to roll insight or anything like that?
Yeah, roll insight on him.
Damn it. Just gonna get that right out of the way, guys. It's all nat 20s from here on out.
You can't really read anything from his expression.
I just look distraught.
I go to our artificer friend, and I say, you say he's charmed? Do you think I could break the charm with dispelling magic?
Missile says, I'll have to check my compendium.
It would work on certain magical charms, for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah, and Missile would just mention that he's only going off of information that Marin gave us when we asked him before we left regarding their trickery and deceit.
Well, if you all are ready, I can try and break the spell. But then everything will start, I suppose. So, you want to try anything else? So try it now.
Marcus casts Bless, and he just sort of mutters a prayer, and then he tells Vosner to do it. And I'm going to cast Bless on Vosner, Isolde, and I guess the missile guy, because he's looking a little...
Sure.
What does Bless do again?
One
It gives you
saving throws?
you can roll a d4 on saves and ability checks, or I think attack rolls too. Is that right?
It's attack rolls, saving throws. Yeah.
Okay.
I threw it in your inventory, so it's under tools for you if you want to equip it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've equipped it.
Okay.
All right. And I say, in the best Samuel L. Jackson voice that Vosner can muster, hold on to your butts. And I cast it. Let's see if I can break the charm.
As you cast the spell, you make these magical words, and you hurl kind of like a gust of energy and magic towards Terran. And the gust hits him, and he looks very confused and startled. And he goes, "Hey, I wouldn't do that." And Jacoba goes, "See, it doesn't do anything. He's happy here." And Terran is going to start casting a spell at you. And that's going to start initiative.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Just no dragon in sight. Cool.
I'm gonna have a heart attack, I swear to God.
Me too. God damn it. Well, don't like that combat tracker, John. It's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah. Why am I always at the end?
You have bad dexterity.
Every.
I'm
Oh wait, no.
Not
I'm
at
not.
the end this time.
Yeah, it is at the end.
Oh, that music.
Great dexterity, so I don't know what's going on.
Terrible music.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So, as Terran starts casting a spell, an arrow comes flying, or I guess, let's say this wolf spider is going to run across the water. As you're standing there, an arrow comes flying in from the north towards Damon. Oops, sorry. But misses. Just flies over Damon's head. Oh, sorry. Okay. Then this spider is going to crawl towards the group. This spider crawls. This spider crawls. And now it is Missile's turn.
Okay.
Pause game right now.
Sorry, there you go.
Thanks.
Mortimer and Missile are playing on the same turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just remove him from turn order.
Got it. So I'm just gonna move 3, 4, 5, 6. Mortimer's just gonna hang out there for the duration. And since Terran's attacking us, I'm gonna target Terran. And with my arcane firearm, I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Okay.
So let's see. And then just a second here. Nice.
Okay. So you hit him for 7 fire damage and then an additional 7 damage. And he kind of like reels back. He was kind of in the middle of casting something. He's still casting it, but you heard him.
Got it.
And is that the end of your turn?
I think so, yes.
Okay, Vosner, you're up.
Okay. Seeing how things are going, are playing out, Vosner takes a couple steps over here, and he casts at 3rd level plant growth, which is the big one. Place template, which is massive. Oh shoot, I need more space. If I place this, can you move it back a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
so
I don't know.
alright. I want to move it, or shoot, hold on. Here we go. Now I'll place it. See if I can get all of them in here. Why can't I click this? There we go.
Okay.
Okay. So I cast plant growth. And then I become a. I guess I'll become a panther. And why is that not there? But that's all I'm gonna do.
I think your cat is your saber-toothed tiger is the there you go. Okay.
Yep.
So Vosner turns into a cat and casts plant growth on the ground, which just makes it so they move slow, right? Real slow.
Very, very slow. Yeah.
Got it. the Ettercap comes running down the way and will cast Web on Damon.
Did it?
Oh, oops.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got
Yeah, I guess it can't reach, so it will just use its turn to move extra slow, but through that area it'll dash. Okay. Now, this wolf spider is also moving slow. He's going to use most of his movement to get outside of it and then move a little bit farther. And it is his oldest turn.
Alright, I'm going to cast Bless on, Damon, Hayeza, and, Joha.
Okay.
Sorry, that's it.
Okay, so you cast Bless, and then I added to Hayeza's inventory the Bless thing, so you can click that on if you want. It's under your tools in your inventory. And now it is Terran's turn. And Terran, who now sees the saber-toothed tiger and hears Isolde casting spells that sound familiar to him, stops casting what he's doing and seems to be sort of stunned. And he will skip his turn.
Oh man. Remember us, Terran.
And the spider will move over here, and that's its turn. Damon, you're up.
Damon is going to try and hit this cluster that's far away with a fireball. I think they're in range of fireball.
Probably.
Yeah. So he's going to aim for the giant wolf spider that has not moved yet. Try and hit all three of these dudes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, fireball.
yeah,
Yeah.
girl.
8d6.
Whew.
Yeah, so
Yowza.
all of them failed basically. It doesn't really matter if the other guy, if the wolf spider succeeded, because he died anyways. Yeah, so you blow up all these spiders and monsters over here.
Cool.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like blow at my finger, like, you know, like people do when they shoot guns.
Super cool.
Missile
Just 'cause-
feverishly.
just 'cause- just because Missile has introduced firearms.
Oh god.
DeMarcus is up.
Yeah, John, can I, if I, like, move into the center of the group, can I hold an attack, so that, like, whichever of the spiders, like, can I just watch for whichever of the spiders first comes upon the group and then, like, step out in its way, or is that too much and, like, attack it? Or do I have to select a specific spider and be like, when that one gets right here, I'll attack it?
You can just say, like, attack the first thing that comes and to attack the group, so you can be pretty nondescript as long as you're just doing a normal attack. That's totally fine.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So I see, like, all the plants grow up and then this fireball explode over there, and I see Terran hesitate. and I see kind of spiders approaching from all angles. So I just step into the middle of the group and ready an attack, and I intend to just jump out in front of whichever person is first attacked by a spider in the group and attack it.
And particularly a spider or anything? Because there's ettercaps and
Um,
a dragon and another...
Oh
person.
yeah, I would suppose anything really. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean including dragons from up there or something.
Okay, so you kind of hover to the center of the group, maul in hand, just kind of ready to jump at whatever comes close. And as you do, Yakuba,
No.
it's his turn.
Oh, there he is.
And he's coming out of the water to fly. Oh yeah, he's got plenty of space. Up to here.
I think the worst part about Yakuba is like how much John just loves playing him.
And
my
he
heart.
is going to breath attack. Okay. So that was a lot of math real quick.
Ooh, but I critted my save throw.
Yeah. Okay, so I gotta make sure all of this math was done correctly. So it did 36 damage, and some people failed and some people succeeded. And those who failed, let's see, like Johop took half because he succeeded, and then but you took half of that, I think. No, I think it did more than that, because you guys had a lot of health. It's 18. I'm just trying to make sure that the resistances were calculated correctly. Can you check the math on your own character?
I went from 65 to 29, which is 36, but I should resist poison.
Yeah, I lost more than I should have because I have resist poison.
So what happened is the resistances don't seem to be working on the damage roll.
Okay.
The saving throws I think all worked. I think that is appropriate. You guys all rolled really high, so I think it's taking into... Actually, I don't think I've got Damien's... or I don't think I have the buff correctly applied on all of you. Sorry. So one thing...
we've got blesses and then there's the
Yeah,
plus
so the
3.
blesses I think worked probably. The problem is DeMarcus's aura is... I'd have to manually apply all of that. I forgot about that. So that all has to be an item in your inventory. So if you add 3 to your saving throws, do you guys beat a 18?
I match an 18 if I add 3. Or is this with aura?
Yeah, that's aura.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so...
will still be at a 17, assuming my bless works.
Okay, so you still have resistance, so you should get 9 hit points back on Haeza. So basically anybody that took damage should get 9 hit points back.
Now if we
I don't
fail...
think my bless... I just rolled one. I don't know if my bless is actually applying right now.
You made it private, so I can't see what you rolled. Oh yeah, it's not applying. Fuck me.
Tits.
Did Johop take any damage?
He did.
Oh, you didn't have it equipped on Haza. So let's just say you succeed it, and then basically what would happen was anybody who succeeded the throw would take, which I'm guessing is basically all of you, except for DeMarcus. Everybody would take half of half, so 9 damage. Add 9 damage to your current health if you took... Fuck, I'm so bad at this. I don't know why. Okay.
So if we saved, we take 9 damage?
Correct.
Okay.
No.
And did Johoff save?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually take whatever it is, like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and I take 13.
Yeah, that sounds right. Missile.
So I see fails with 15. Could I add bless to that, or try to?
Yeah, you could. Wait, I think you had bless applied.
Did it? I don't know. I just see I failed with 15.
Yeah, you had bless applied because it's
Okay.
equipped in your inventory right now. Hayes didn't
And
have
so I take full damage less 9, or just full damage?
it. If you fail, you take the 36 cut in half because of resistance, so you would only take
Got it.
18 damage total.
Got it. That's better.
And since you started off with 13 bonus hit points, you should be down effectively 5.
Yep. Checks out.
Okay. And I think...
Let's see. John, so I think my temp hit points didn't calculate, is that right? Because I'm down 18 from 70, so that includes as he's
Yeah,
paid,
well, you-
but I had like...
Yeah, so add 18 to your hit points right now. And then you should be good. And the spider is totally fine.
Poor Mortimer. Oh, okay,
He's
good.
fine. He's
You said spider. I thought you meant spider. Okay.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, that was supposed to be like way more efficient, but ended up being way less efficient. So fuck
Wait,
it.
how do you turn it on? Bless on? Because I've got it and I'm not.
Equip it in the inventory, and it's a little body symbol, and it is equipped in yours now. I turned it on,
Okay.
but it wasn't when
So
I.
it'll add an extra d4 to all of your attacks and saving throws automatically?
It should. Let me check to make sure I've configured it right.
Right, because it's not showing up when I just do dummy rolls.
Yeah, it should. Can you make those public so I can look at them? If you're just doing /roll 1d20, it's not going to do anything, but it should be if you're doing an attack.
click like a saving throw, Stan.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been rolling constitutions.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So there it is.
It just popped
1d20
on.
plus,
We're good.
plus 2 plus 1d4. Okay.
John, I'm sorry. How much damage did I take on that then?
You technically took 18, but you had 13 bonus HP, so you should have taken basically 5.
Okay. And I need to make a constitution saving throw, I think? I bless on?
Yes, you do. Yep, you pass. Okay, so he comes in, he breathes on the group, and it is basically repelled almost entirely by your buffs and abilities and temporary hit points. And he comes in to swing at Damon, and DeMarcus, you get a reaction. You can attack him now, because you prepared that.
So yeah, let's see. Sorry, I need to figure out how to actually use the system. So I'm going
If you
to
alt and click on him.
Yeah. Can I use a bonus action right now, John, or is that
No,
not?
you basically
Okay.
readied one action. That's all you can do.
Gotcha. So yeah, in that case, I will. Let's see. I have to select him. Then I click on him to target.
Yeah, left or hold Alt and left click on him to put the arrows around him. Are you blessed as DeMarcus right now?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I blessed Missile,
Izzy
you and
cast it on
Bosner,
you, I
and
think.
you blessed Ieza,
Oh.
Johoff, and Damon.
I thought you'd blessed yourself. Okay.
Let's see. So I will attack him. Let's see, with a maul attack then. which I am assuming will miss.
No, you hit. So
Okay.
you rolled a 24,
in that
and you hit him
case-
for 9 damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I add? What did we talk about? I'm gonna add a. I'm gonna hit him
smite?
with a second level divine smite, so
Okay.
it's gonna be plus 3d8. You want me
Yeah,
to
so
just,
just
like, straight roll
roll 3d8 and I'll apply the damage because I forgot to put a button in your character sheet.
it? Okay. How do I just roll a straight up dice?
/ roll space 3d8. Boom. So you hit him for an additional 13. Yeah. Okay. So, as Jacoba descends from the sky and breathes his poisonous breath on you guys, which is mitigated mostly by your preparatory spells, DeMarcus jumps out in front as he's trying to attack. He's about to swing at Damon and hits him hard with the hammer, calling on his divine righteousness to infuse his hammer with extra damage. And as he does that, Jacoba turns his attention to him and swings. And hits DeMarcus for 11 damage, and is going to bite him. And does so for 24 damage. And that is his turn. Now it is a wolf spider's turn. Fuck, this shit's getting kind of laggy for me. Oh shit, this is bad terrain, so he only moves to about
Remember,
there.
yeah. He's got like super duper crazy terrain. I think he has to use. He has to spend 4 feet for every 1 foot that they move.
Yeah, and they're dashing on their turn. This Ettercap actually is on fire from the burst from before and just died.
Oh, how's that?
And it is now Johov's turn.
Right. Alright, Johov is gonna move up here to attack the dragon, I guess.
Okay.
Wait. I think my computer might have just shit the bed.
You probably just can't select your token because it's underneath his token. I'll move you.
Alright, I'm gonna refresh anyway just to be safe. Because the screen went blank.
Oh, well.
I'm assuming that had nothing to do with my token being under somebody else.
Possibly, if maybe it treated it like you couldn't see anything, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Just underneath Hyeza. What the fuck's going on out there? Right, I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch a dragon. Because even if I die, I want to be able to say, I punched the dragon.
Yeah.
The blood pit has nothing on you if you punch a dragon.
Right, yeah.
So you actually
Oh my
punch
gosh.
a dragon.
Punch him again.
And it hits again.
A flurry of blows.
And you miss. And you hit.
And I hit him again.
So you give him
Yeah.
3 punches to his dragon face as he's biting on DeMarcus's body.
Damn
Oh,
straight.
DeMarcus, you were gonna have to make a concentration check
Gotcha,
for
yeah.
that bite. It's gotta be a 12 or higher.
At one point, I had a little bar that let me do those checks.
If you
Where
select
would
your
that-
token, you should be able to do that.
Ah. Got it.
Nice.
And you make it.
Nice.
Just a reminder, I don't think this is going to make a difference, but just a reminder that those attacks also count as magical.
No,
just
yeah,
in
it's
case there's.
Dragons actually don't have resistance to normal attacks, strangely enough.
John, I don't think that the
Little weaklings.
I don't think the +3 on my saving throw stuff is getting added, is it? To my con saves?
It already is calculated into your Constitution save. It should be.
So I looked at it. So I rolled a d20 and it was a 10, and then there's a +2, which is my ability mod,
no,
right?
You're right. It's so that all should be modified. Fuck. All right. Yeah, I'll have to fix that later.
All right. Yeah, I'll just.
But just know that you have +3 to all of those saving throws. Jesus,
Yeah,
DeMarcus'
we'll just
character
watch all that,
sheet's a real shit show. All right.
What's going on here?
That spider goes and gets more close to you in range, and it is Hyeza's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna take a shot at the dragon.
Okay.
Make sure it's +1 too.
Yeah. So you wind up and take a shot and hit it hard. He kind of recoils from the fiery bolt that hits him, and at the end of your turn, he is going to take to the skies. He's going to puff out his wings and hit all of you with a gust of air and disengage. Wait, actually, is it a disengage? Let me check.
Yeah, Z. You keep that concentration.
Okay, so here's how this works. I applied all that damage. It is a, it's like bludgeoning damage, so, do you want me to just undo the damage and then we can just calculate it normally?
Yeah, because we don't know if my 3 is getting added. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I deleted the damage and it should be gone. Fuck me, it didn't fix it. Oh my god, why is this harder? Okay, so I'm just gonna make a judgment call and say, since all of you saved except for DeMarcus, you get half of that damage back, so give yourself 8 healing. And now I have to figure out.
I might have, if my 3 gets added, I would save though, right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying you saved.
We don't know if that's getting added or not.
No,
I
we're
see.
saying
Okay.
you saved, so you only take half damage.
Oh.
And because it's trying to use that to knock you all prone and fly away, because it fails to knock you prone because of DeMarcus's aura and all of the bless spells that keep your feet like stuck to the ground, and you stand there like resolute. You actually, the 3 of you all in front, get attacks of opportunity.
Yes.
Also, real quick, John, was that roll, that save, was it dexterity?
Yes, it was.
Alright, so I should take no damage then,
That sounds right, yeah. So add 8 back to your health.
My Constitution save for taking that damage was an 11, John.
So yeah, you succeed. So each of the 3 of you, if you want to use your reaction, you can hit him back. That's Damon, Johoff, and DeMarcus. So just make a normal attack targeting him.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay, so Johoff and Damon miss, but DeMarcus is able to get another hit in on the green spider as he takes to the sky and flies away a little. And that is the end of Hyeza's turn and the start of the Swift Spider's turn.
Was I supposed to take 16 damage from that wing attack? Or was I supposed to take
failed.
8?
You were supposed to take 8.
Because I think
you
it
took
said I
8.
saved.
Yeah, you saved, and so I think you only took 8.
I took 16, I think.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm down to 39.
Yeah, but you guys were hit by other stuff. You were hit by the breath.
Yeah, so I had taken 9 from the ref, so I was at 50 plus 4 temporary health points. And now I'm just down to 38, so that would be 16.
Okay, yeah, so then correct it if it's wrong.
Okay.
Again, this archer is going to shoot, this time at Johov. And it hits for 19 damage, which it looks like it's cut in half because of your resistance, and so Isolde has to take 9 of that damage.
Wait, I have to take what?
You have to take damage from the Johov getting hit.
How much damage?
9.
Does that add something back to me?
Nope, it already took it away. Or it already reduced it.
And I lost bless.
You didn't lose bless because we're not calculating in Demarcus's aura correctly. So it's because you're near Demarcus, you passed the bless.
Woo.
And it is this giant spider's turn.
Oh yeah, no wait, hang on. Vosner has a good point. I can deflect missiles.
You on something you got hit by?
Yes, I reduce it. Basically, what it does is it reduces the damage by 10.
Okay, so use a key point, and you accidentally did damage to yourself, so you're gonna have to undo that.
What the hell?
So,
That's very weird.
yeah, so you reduce the deflect missiles damage enough. Well, fuck, how's that gonna work? Because you took 12, or you took 19 damage, but it got cut in half because of Isolde, not because of the damage of the thing.
So it would reduce it down to 9 damage, and that 9 damage is what would get split between Isolde and myself.
Are you...
Perfect.
Okay, if that's how it works. So...
Yeah, because warding bond would be the last thing calculated, because it's just whatever damage he is going to take. So if he's only going to take 9, that's what's going to be split between us. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'll get a little bit of health back then.
Let me double check. Let me just real quick double check.
I just read it. Yeah, it's fine. You did it right. But you do use a key point to do that. And it is your Wait, you already used your reaction to punch the
Oh,
dragon.
for the yeah. Okay, no, good point. All right.
And I am hurt again.
We've all been there. Alright, this spider is going to...
It's emotionally this time.
come up and attack. Wait, guys, don't stand on top of each other. Fuck. Bro, don't break the...
Am I moving around, John?
Nope.
Okay, I cannot see combat anymore, and I'm trying to fix it. Proceed. I will let you know what happens.
Okay.
Should I get a second reaction ability now that we're in the second round of combat, though?
You used... No, you get it back on your turn.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Because he moved away on Hyace's turn. Using a legendary action.
It was very legendary.
Spider's gonna bite you. Oh, it crits you for 33.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this math is gonna be fucking awful. Okay, so it hits you for 14, and I kill myself. No, hits you for 14, and 7 of that goes to Izzy. So I'll
Okay.
just unapply the damage. So yeah, Izzy takes 7. Johoff takes 7. Then you are supposed to take poison damage, but you save, so you don't take that 16. Actually, it calculated that correctly. Holy fuck. So I will reduce your health by 7.
And this time Bless does drop.
Hey, alright, so whoever Izzy casts Bless on, remove that item from your inventory.
That
I think that was
was
me.
Damon, Hayeza, and Johoff.
Ooh.
You are unblessed.
Consider yourself
Cursed.
named. Cursed. Okay. I'm gonna remove some of these fucking things. Ah, it's easier to read. Wolf spider. He's gonna keep moving. Oh fuck me. He's trying his hardest, but he's so slow. And giant spider is going to hop his way across the water and keep on keeping on. Missile, it's your turn.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So, like a Chihuahua attacking a Rottweiler, Mortimer is going to use flamethrower on the wolf spider right next to him.
Sweet.
Is there a way to rotate cones?
Yeah, the like how you spun yourself before using your mouse wheel.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me set it up then so that it's good. Bang.
Yes. And it saves, but it still takes some damage.
No big deal. Okay, and then for Missile's actual turn, buckle up. He reaches into his little sack at his waist and pulls out like this little vial of powder, and he chucks it at Johoff. And he is going to cast Enlarge Reduce on Johoff. Did it not work? It did not. Let me try this again. Bang. So Johoff, you are now twice as tall, and you weigh 8 times as much as you used to. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and your weapons, i.e. your fists, have grown to match your size, and you get an extra 1d4 damage with your fists.
Dope.
Love you, Dylan.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna tackle that dragon.
Okay.
He is a monster, yeah.
It is Vosner's turn.
All right. Considering what's going on with the friends and not wanting to be flanked, Vosner. Let's do this. Goes and pounces on this little spider over here. Oops. It's 20 feet at least. For some reason, all my things get closed. Did that come with the extra stuff? Oh wait, no, I didn't highlight the guy. Sorry.
Yeah, highlight him and click it again. I don't know, maybe it's not working or not. Yeah, it's not working. Oh, so it's just a claw attack, and then
Oh,
he
okay,
makes
well then I'll-
a saving throw. Yeah, so you one-shot it with your claws, so even your pounce just rips into him. You just squish him.
Squish. And then
Spider
I
dead.
That's 20 feet. I'm going to then back up. Um, Come on, Tiger. All right. Right there.
Okay.
That's it.
And now it is this Ettercap's turn. He is going to use what movement he can to keep running towards a very large Cho'Huff. And it is this giant spider's turn, and he's going to move to here, and then use the rest of his movement to get up to you, but not attack you. And it is his oldest turn.
Alright, I'm gonna see that DeMarcus and I both look pretty rough. But I'm just gonna say, hold out a little bit longer, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the dragon.
Okay.
So let's see if I can do this properly.
Yeah, so you hit him for 11 radiant damage.
And he is now glowing with mystical light, and the next attack roll made against him before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Okay. So it is Terran's turn. Terran, all of a sudden, seeing all of these familiar faces, at least DeMarcus and Isolde being attacked by Yakuba, starts to remember his past, starts to recall where he came from, starts to remember the name Bear Squad, and Stan, what do you want to do with Terran this turn?
Yes.
I'm gonna start crying.
Yes.
So Terran.
Oh, you cut out.
Alright, so Terran just kind of looks at the battlefield and blinks several times, kind of confused. And then he'll cast Tidal Wave. Right. So that it hits the dragon and the Ettercap next to him.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to cast that for you then?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. Oh fuck, I missed. Undo that. Well, hold on. How much damage did it do? Yeah, so it hit, yeah, what the fuck? Did that actually apply to the dragon? I don't feel like it did. No, it didn't.
No, the dragon said the same, but it was.
Okay, so the tidal wave is supposed to be a DC what spell? Fuck me, man. This is all these things. I mean, we're testing out like a million new abilities, so I blame it on that. But
I believe it's 15 or 16 saving throw.
Yeah. No, it's a 15 dexterity saving throw. So he succeeds, and he takes half the damage, so 9 damage.
It should have gotten the Ettercap too.
Yep, and I'll do it to the Ettercap as well. Ettercap fails and takes the full damage.
And should be knocked prone, I think.
Yep, he is knocked prone. And that is Terran's turn. The wolf spider wait, which wolf spider is it?
Oh, can Terran move too?
Yeah, he can. He's slow in this terrain though.
He'll just move as much as he can towards the party.
Okay, so he gets to about here.
Now that's
Okay. It is Damon's turn.
What was the range on this? I think I'm gonna try and cast web on Jakoba.
Okay. So,
See.
can you do the cast? It might actually
I-
work. You just click it on him. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, it added fire damage to the roll. That
Fire web.
that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like how it works.
All right. So let's look at web in your spellbook here and see what happens. So it says the webs are flammable. It does 2d4 to any creature if it's on fire in the web. Anyways, yeah, that's just it parsed the stuff wrong. Okay, so it fills a space. They're difficult terrain. If they're not anchored, it just collapses on its spell. The spell will end at the start of your next turn. So it's kind of like coating an area. He is flying. I'll just imagine you dropped it on top of him. And he's gonna make a strength saving throw and your DC is 15. So
Mm-hmm.
and he succeeds.
Oh.
So you shoot like web out of your hand or something, and it like falls from the sky in kind of a net on top of Jakoba, whose like wings rip it to shreds.
Yeah.
And he will. That's fine. I'll get it. It's almost his turn. DeMarcus is up.
Okay, so let's see. Izzy just told me to hold out, and he kind of looks back and he says, "Just kill the dragon." And he saw Terran attack the dragon, and then he sort of sees Terran like struggling to run at us, toward us, and he yells over at Vosner to let Terran run, dissipate the vines, and this will. Let's see. Did that spider that's on top, Haizo or Johoff, did that spider like hurt you really badly?
He messed Joe Hoff up.
Yeah, it was ouchy.
Boy, that's a tough
Well,
one.
I'm real big now, though.
You sure are, buddy. I think DeMarcus is gonna ready another attack for the dragon.
Okay. So you ready your weapon, ready to strike at him if he comes near. And on Jakoba's turn, you hear him say, "Betrayer," and he heads towards Terran.
No!
And he's going to attack. And he's going to bite. And, roll 1d6.
What, have me roll 1d6?
Nope, just me. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, he does those 2 attacks on Terran, and that is his turn. It is the giant wolf spider's turn. He is going to move just a little bit. Johoff, you are up. And maybe I should make a buff for you real quick.
For the +4 on damage, you mean?
Yeah. Okay, and it's equipped. So it should be working.
I like it. Big boy.
That's right, the big boy buff. We'll fix it in post.
Alright. The dragon's on the ground right now, right?
Yeah, I guess he's technically on the ground.
You have advantage if you're rolling to attack him. Just 1 attack, though.
And I think speed-wise, I can just get to the edge of him with the
Yeah, that
vine.
sounds right. We could say that you could even use a jump as a large creature to jump over a lot of the vines.
I mean, I think we definitely should say that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move away, even though that's going to give an attack of opportunity.
Sure.
I'm going to go to the dragon.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, he misses you as you leap away to go punch the giant dragon.
As a Hulk.
I'm getting a lot of Hulk vibes from this moment.
Yep.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Bet he's glad he came now.
Hang on, just do a dark screen again. Let me refresh.
Okay, I'll just put you next to him.
That would be
If
lovely.
that saves you hassle.
Yeah. Is there a place to click for advantage on attack rolls?
Yeah, kind of. So when you click the thing in your inventory, you can, if you click the little dice thing where the icon is, it's a speed roll, and so it'll just roll it. If you click the ability under it in small print, there can be standard roll, advantage, etc.
Yeah, it should give you a little pop-up
Oh,
box.
I see it. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what
No, that's right. And then you click attack, and then it'll ask you if you want to do advantage or not.
Ah.
Make sure you've got the greed spider targeted though.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
Oh, and you missed.
Wow. I guess I'll try again.
Okay. I guess you still
This
have
one's not-
advantage because it didn't...
No.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just
It's,
the first.
Yeah, the next attack roll made
Got
against
it.
this target.
Okay.
Yeah. So you punch him for 9 damage. As he's kind of
Alright.
distracted, biting at Terran, you punch him real hard in the back of the arm or something.
With your big fists. Your big manly fists.
Oh,
Gee.
and
I
then
had a
he
rough
sort
go
of
at things.
puts up his wing, and you're punching into the webbing of his wing, and it's not effective at all.
Dang.
You have to get used to your new size, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I feel a little ungainly. All right, that's it for me.
Okay.
Possibly literally if this thing turns on me.
Yeah, maybe. This spider is going to use its turn to move closer. And it is Hyeza's turn.
Alright, he's going to start with a bonus action disengage and slide right there.
Okay.
And then he's going to take another shot at.
Got it. And yeah, you hit him hard. 19 damage.
Piston.
And another sneak attack hit. You just catch him in the throat, and as he's letting out a scream, some gas starts to pour out of the hole in his throat.
Awesome.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Back to the top of the round. This wolf spider is going to finally get to this little kitty here
Meow.
and bite at you and miss.
Meow.
This archer is going to shoot at Joe Hoff. And miss. And it is now the spider's turn, and it is going to attack Damon.
Missile looks
And
worried.
Misses.
Okay.
Damon just puts up a
I didn't even
mechanical
notice.
arm and just holds its little pincers at bay. He doesn't even give a shit. This little wolf spider is gonna keep on trying. This giant spider is finally gonna be able to get into range. He's gonna bite at Mortimer.
How dare he?
That's how. Oh, he misses. Missile is up.
Alright, first we're gonna have Morty do his thing again. Gonna hit these two fellers with my flamethrower. Bang. Let's rotate to get everybody. I think this should hit them both.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard. But that one saves. Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
hard to get him without taking attacks of opportunity. So I'll just say you hit the one for now.
Okay. But they're alright. And then as missile, let's see here on target. I'm gonna target the big spider and the two little ones to my right, and I'm gonna do Scorching Ray down the line here. So let me see if I can do 3 of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Oh, and a la Arcane Firearm, does that only go to...
it just goes towards one of them.
Okay, let's put it to the big guy.
Yeah. So on behind him, Missile's cannon is shooting at one spider while he's facing the opposite direction, shooting 3 spiders at the same time with his arcane firearm.
Nice.
And it is Voss's turn.
Cool. All right. I know this will take attacks of opportunity. It's all right. Could I leap from here to get to Jacoba?
Let's just say it's a little tight. Are you gonna remove the spell on the ground?
I don't think I can dispel it.
You can just stop focusing on it.
It's not a concentration spell.
Oh, I think you can just dispel it then at any time you want.
Okay. Could I do it in tiger form?
Let me look at your character sheet.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because it's 35 feet from me to Yakuba, so technically if I... Well, I don't know. It's
If
up to
you
you.
cast this using one action, choose a point in range. All normal planes within a 100-foot radius of that point become thick and overgrown. A creature in that area will spend blah blah blah. You can exclude one or more areas being affected if you cast this during 8 hours. That's so weird. It doesn't say anything about removing it. Yeah,
Your
so I
call.
think you just basically made all those plants grow, and now they're there, and it's just like a lush forest of like deep grass. So yeah, I don't think you can actually remove it. But yeah, we'll just say you can pounce through it because you're a cat.
Sweet. Cat powers. All right,
And
cool.
so I imagine you're jumping after the spider, or the
After which spider?
Yakuba. Are you attacking the dragon?
Yeah, I'm going after Yakuba.
Okay, so then these spiders would get attacks of opportunity on you. And they both miss anyway, so go ham.
All right. Claws.
Okay, so you claw attack him, and then because he's much bigger than you, I don't think you can knock him prone. What does it say?
Okay.
Pounce. If the target is prone, the target will make another bite action. Doesn't say anything about it. Let's just let's go for the flavor. If you can actually we'll just say attach yourself to him, you can pounce, and it's a DC 14 strength save, which he's really good at. So don't get too excited.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Yeah, he succeeds. So you claw into him, but he is able to resist your attack. He doesn't.
Okay.
You don't get the second attack. And at the end of your turn, he is going to do another wing attack.
Ouch.
And Terran saves and takes half damage. And it didn't do half. That's super frustrating. Okay, so I have to undo that. And undo... It's a dex save, so Johop would only take half anyways. Yeah, I'm just gonna undo all of that. So he raises up again and hits everybody with a blast of his wings. Terran succeeds, so he is not knocked prone. Johop fails, so he is knocked prone, and the tiger also fails. What is it? Yeah, DC 13. Yeah, so you two are both knocked prone, except for Johop only takes 6 damage, and Isolde takes 6 damage.
Wait, what was the DC on that?
19.
Okay.
I guess technically Missile could flash of insight some.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. If I could spare either of them from going prone.
Yeah, you could spare the tiger from going prone.
Let's do that. I shout, "Believe in yourself," and he fails to go prone.
Okay.
You hear Phil Collins briefly.
Just got a little bit of thistle there for a second.
So
bit of
as he
inspiration.
roars
We have the same
back,
last name.
you do get
Yeah.
an attack of opportunity as a tiger.
Sweet. All right. I'm gonna
Oh,
try
my screen went
and
black. All right. Hold on, everybody. Gotta start over. Right at the most crucial moment.
This is intense.
Okay.
And we're back.
Yeah.
and we're back.
Okay, so Bosner did bite. It did hit, and it hit for 7 damage. As he's flying away, you catch him on the arm, and tear into his flesh, and he's bleeding out into the sky as he like takes flight. And where are we at? Okay, that's the end of Vosner's turn. It is the Ettercap's turn. He is going to move out of here. Oh no, he's prone, so he stands up and then he uses all of his movement to just get to here. It is the wolf spider's turn, who is going to move towards Missile and attack him. And he hits. You have to make a concentration check to see if Johaf's enlarge reduce fails.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, you're good.
An attack roll 22. Okay, so Constitution save.
You'll add 3 to it.
I clicked. Do I have to click myself?
Yeah, make sure you select yourself. I don't know.
Try that again. Yeah, it's not coming in.
Okay, I'll just do it. Yep, you save real hard.
Nice.
Isolde, you're up.
How much HP does Terran have, and how much is his maximum?
You guys can't see it?
I mean numerically, because I can only heal him up to half, and I need to know what's left over so I can give it to other people.
Oh, he is 12 of 51.
51. You can take 13. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna use my Preserve Life ability. I'm gonna give Terran 13, DeMarcus 8, and myself 9 for my main action. And then I'm going to cast Healing Word on DeMarcus. A second.
Okay, I did all the healing from the first spell. So everybody should be good.
Yeah, it worked.
Okay, let me select Marcus then. Healing Word.
Nice. So yeah, you heal him for 8.
I don't know why that added a D4 though. Oh, because it's second level, but it needs to be 4 more than that because of the Blessed Healer stuff.
Okay.
So he should heal for 12, and then I get a kickback of 4 as well.
Okay. I added it to him. You can add the 4 to your own. And it is Terran's turn.
Alright, can you hear me? I'm having some
No, you're
connectivity
good.
problem. Alright, so Terran looks up, and like the only thing he can see before his eyes are like his memories of last time we were here and all of his friends dying. So he snarls and casts Blight on the Jacoba.
Okay.
Nice.
And let me target him. And go.
So it's 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on success.
Oof.
Cool.
So you like eject from your fingertips like a whole bunch of dark, very black, kind of greenish energy, and it flies into the air and swarms into Jacoba's skin, and he starts to decay mid-flight as he plummets into the earth and splashes into the water, dead.
Wow.
Whoa.
And
That's dope.
as soon as that happens, all of the spiders around you start to scatter, fleeing into the woods, the Ettercaps getting up too, and all of them seemingly like no longer under the spell of whatever it was that was controlling them. And combat is over.
Oh,
Yay!
That's intense.
Nice.
And I will put on some less intense music.
Is the body still viable, or is it totally decayed?
Yeah, because we have to shake the head.
Missile will warn you that they bite.
The body has like kind of plummeted into the water where it is like oozing, and like it's kind of like bubbling up almost. It's like looks like the water's almost boiling.
That's fair. I will try to get a different token for Olga then.
Yeah.
DeMarcus runs up to Taryn.
By the time you get to him, he's collapsed on the ground and he's just kind of like holding his head in his hands.
So DeMarcus has run up to you, and you're like down there, and he's kind of like behind you, I guess, and he sort of just like puts his arms around you and says he's happy that we found you finally, and he was sorry that we took so long. And as he does that, he heals you for what's your life right now?
He's 25 of 51.
Okay. Yeah, I can heal you for the rest of your health soon.
All right, great. He just kind of like holds onto your arm as you do it.
I ask, are you okay?
I don't know. I think so.
I will also walk up and hug him and cry a little bit.
Vosner comes over and puts a hand on your shoulder. So I can move my character. I can't.
I'm so glad you're safe. I'm sorry we took so long.
I can barely remember what's happened.
What was the last thing you remember?
I get glimpses of Jacoba and his followers, but everything's past.
Mm-hmm.
He has other people here?
They come and go. It was
Oh,
I see. I'm going to cast Locate Object.
Sure.
And I'm going to concentrate on E's Bag of Holding.
How does that work? Can you cast it in the chat?
Yeah, I will. Hold on a second. I don't have it on my little book bar.
in
Easy,
the
I
meantime.
heal you for 10 as well.
Oh, thank you. I look very grateful. And I'm gonna take Taryn's hat back out of my bag and hand it to him. I don't know if you still want this, but DeMarcus found it after you.
he
passed
takes it.
away.
He takes it and thanks you and kind of looks at it, kind of like distantly.
Hmm.
Come on, work.
Yeah, I think you guys need to reconnect Fosner especially. Like, it doesn't show you as connected to the game right now. So, after I reset, I think you guys needed to reconnect. I'm also missing Damon and Joe Hoff. And DeMarcus.
Yeah, you have to refresh the thing if John's computer ever cuts out. Otherwise, it won't let you click on anything.
Gotcha. That would do it. All right, let's bring that back up.
Did you prep locate item or whatever it is?
I did.
Okay. Because all I see in your thing is locate animals or plants.
Ah, shit. Well, I didn't mean to click on that one when I was preparing. All right, well, since I accidentally clicked that one, I guess I won't then.
Okay.
Alright, we can go and search around anyway. What does Terran look like? I know that we got a little bit of a description that he looks older and a little bit more haggard and the color of his scales and stuff, but like, I assume he doesn't have his wand or his robes or what?
He's wearing his normal robes. He's got
Okay.
his +1 wand and an iron stone
Oh.
that floats around his head. He's also wearing
Oh.
his cloak of elvenkind. It's almost as if he was just had all of his items and never lost them.
How strange.
What you
Okay.
do notice is sometimes the light will hit his eyes such that instead of being blue, they're kind of a sickly green, and then the light will change and they're back to normal again.
Ooh,
Ooh.
spooky.
Yeah, his face is silver scales, but there are green, like emerald green scales mixed in occasionally, kind of polka dotting his face.
Interesting.
I slowly reach out and touch one of those scales. And I say, do you
He
feel?
pushes away from you when you do that.
And I ask, do you feel any different?
Just tired, confused.
Well, we will make sure that you can get lots of rest when you get back to the guild.
Joe
You
Hawk
should go.
is gonna come up and offer him some booze.
He takes a swig, and then kind of grimaces.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's the stuff that's good for what ails you there.
Yeah. Is that what they call the hair of the dog?
Joe Hawk just stares blankly at Vosner.
Vosner picking up the note, he's like, okay, maybe that's not the thing. Cool.
I don't think that we should stay here longer than we need to. We should try and locate the things that we lost before. And then return quickly to deal with the Miliardo thing.
Does Haeza know where the treasure trove or where the things would be kept?
you
Or
mean
not Haeza,
Terran?
Terran.
Yeah, Terran would know. He could lead you right to it and circumnavigate any traps or anything put in the place. And I will just show you what you now have access to.
Nice. We want all the booty. Rocking everywhere.
Okay,
Nice.
so the first item that you find is a great sword that is kind of reddish in color, and I'll save you guys the hassle of identifying it. We'll just say Terran learned what all these things are, because actually Missile can cast Identify, right? Oh, and so can Damon.
I think I have it as a bonus cantrip.
No, it's not. It's like a first level spell, I think.
Oh, then it's not prepped, so...
But it's a ritual cast, so I think Damon can just do it. So I'll just...
I don't know that I have a spell like that.
I'm pretty sure
prepped.
wizards have Identify at a
But-
low enough level, and... Well, I
If
guess
it's-
we can just save the loot until
But-
you get back to town.
I could run an Arcana or a History check on whatever we have.
Okay, so I'll just share the shit, because there's no way I can share it without it telling you what it is, so... how the fuck do I share this? Oh, there we go. So the first item you see is a great sword, which is flaming, and you determine that it is a type of weapon that if you speak a like basically a special word, it will ignite in fire and can basically do extra fire damage. It also works as a spell focus, which gives +1 to spell attack rolls.
Wow. Missile looks at the greatsword and like really is like lusting over it, but the problem is that it's as tall as he is and probably is about as heavy. So
Yeah.
as much as he wants it, he knows he'll never be able to wield it.
The second item that you guys see is a giant mace. It's actually a maul made of adamantine, and it is called the Key. It gives it's a +1 maul, and when used to attack any sort of material object like a door or a wall, it automatically crits.
The key?
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's hilarious.
That would have been helpful in a giant burning building we were in.
The third thing you find is an ion stone. An ion stone of insight, which gives +2 wisdom to whoever's wearing it. And you also find, let me see what I wrote out. I think it's 5,000 gold, but I don't know where I wrote it. Yeah, I believe it's 5,000 gold. So a pile of 5,000 gold. But you don't find your bag of holding, nor do you find your cloaks or Leord's old weapons. It seems like Jakoba may have been giving those out or trading them away. Terran would know, given his disdain for elves, that elven-kind cloaks would not be welcome. Magic items in his treasure trove. You also find 3 books.
Missile's eyes grow substantially.
So do Damon's.
They're all ancient, and they're all written in Netherese. Can you guys see the GM notes? I hope not.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't think so.
I don't see anything except for the screen we were already on.
Oh, like the goddess Mistral and everything else?
Yeah, so when you click on that and you click text, do you I shouldn't say anything for that one, but for portals? No, that one's good. For planes. For the planes, if you click on that and then click text, does it show GM notes in it?
It does not show GM notes. Just, this is a book about the multiple planes of existence.
Perfect. Okay, so that's all you're able to glean for now.
That's so cool.
Could I run an investigation check to see if I could get any more out of it?
Yeah. So just from a cursory reading, that's all. This is basically what you get. That this is a book about multiple planes of existence, and you're just kind of working on the fly. So I don't know. Maybe Terran's back to controlling the group loot. I don't know who wants to, but somebody marked down that you gained 5,000 gold, and then those items, and you can talk about who's getting what for the next.
Yeah,
session.
I wrote them in my notes.
Oh, okay. Well, we ran a little bit later than I wanted to today, but it was worth it. It was a pretty epic session.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Mhm.
Matt for surprising everybody, and Stan for playing 2 characters, and
Yeah.
everybody else for doing all that prep for that first Dragon Breath, which basically did nothing to your entire group.
That went so much better than the first time.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
time 2 people were unconscious with the first attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This time you guys only lost temp HP on your first attack.
That was probably mostly Faye that like really
you
messed things up for him
turned the
last
tide.
time.
Terran
That's
getting
true.
Faye is pretty weak, to be honest.
Ooh, burn.
Oh man, what a great session.
Yeah, didn't Terran kill that guy by like shooting him in the back as he ran away or something?
Yeah. That sounds right. That sounds right.
I don't know, but you definitely cut his head off.
That's right.
He deserved it.
He's a bastard.
Yeah.
It's a bastard man.
Mm.
That was the
Guys, we got
last thing
Terran
they
back.
did with his magic sword too.
Mm.
Now you guys can just like straight up murder Hyeza and take his weapon and just go full hobo on him.
There you go.
Oh my god. This is a PG show, right?
I don't know if it is. Are we streaming right now?
We technically are.
That's great.
Okay, I'll cancel the stream.